Dude, Destiny is this might be the worst scandal he's ever faced in his entire career.
I don't know how it gets worse than it is right now. I mean, he's basically like Ethan Ralph levels. He's like he's entering Lolcudum like he's never entered before.
Well, okay, so we got a video to look at right here. This is the Destiny abuse machine exposed. So I guess we should explain the storyline behind this video because this is a very funny situation. President Sunday is like, honestly, it's hard for me not to look at him as low-key a hero for this video. That might be a controversial take. I know Nick and him have had a feud or whatever because he was taping Nick and recording a bunch of Nick's calls.
And clipped him out of context a little bit.
Basically, President Sunday, he's like the anti-hero, but in general, I consider him the hero in this situation, right? Because he blew the dam up. You know what I mean? He blew everything up.
And Papa Gut will meat ride him as he always does.
Papa meat ride Destiny?
Is that a thing?
I would be shocked if he did that. If you meat ride Destiny now, you're just completely compromised. You're just completely retarded. No, President Sunday. So I don't know what the community census on this guy is. I don't know if everybody hates him because of his beef with Nick. I'm sure Nick doesn't like him or whatever, right? It's hard for me to look at that situation and really care too much because honestly, I'm just glad this information is all out there and publicly available.
Right. But no, yeah, I mean, obviously, we'll see in this call that Nick's position makes sense to an extent where he's like, the girl's threatening to do things to herself.
Okay, let me explain the whole story, right? So Pixie is an orbiter in Destiny's community. Obviously, when the whole Destiny leaks happened a few months ago, most people focused on, oh my God, there's a video of Destiny sucking cock. Holy shit, he's sucking on penis, dude. That's what most people focused on. Right. But in reality, the thing that I immediately noticed was that, hey, there's a bunch of stuff about Lauren Southern here, a bunch of personal information about Lauren Southern. I didn't even know there were sex tapes, but eventually, people would talk about, hey, there's sex tapes of Destiny's wife and other women involved. This is all kind of crazy. And so I just assumed that was revenge porn because why would these women consent to Destiny sharing their nudes with this random fucking e-girl whose Twitter ad is literally @RoseIsComing? Are you really you're telling me Molina, his ex-wife, is fine with her nudes being sent to this random fucking 19-year-old OnlyFans girl? Who also apparently allegedly lied about their age to Destiny, was actually underage.
Yeah, I've seen that as an allegation. I have no idea if it's valid, but that's an allegation being levied that she was not actually 19.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but...
I don't know if that's true, but I know the person that leaked it alleged on Kiwi Farms that this person was underage but lied to Destiny. And they were criticizing Destiny for not verifying her ID or asking for ID or even giving a fuck about that. That's all alleged information. I'm not repeating that as fact. I'm just saying that's what the original leaker said on Kiwi Farms. Yeah. So it's this whole giant disaster, right? And I thought everybody just kind of knew that this was obviously revenge porn. But this all, privately behind the scenes, Pixie was going around a bunch of Discord servers and talking to people being like, these are my nudes. This is fucked. I feel horrible. I want to kill myself and stuff like that, right? And so a lot of people knew about this. I don't think screenshots were ever shown or proof that this even happened until January 2nd, I believe, right? But this rumor was circulating towards the end of December. That's at least when I was told about it, right? And so it put everybody who knew about it in kind of a weird situation where it's like, do you come out and tell this girl's story without her permission?
Well, because part of the story too that she was saying is that she doesn't want the public humiliation, that she doesn't want people to know about this because then her family will find out and then all this will happen.
It'll ruin her life, basically.
So she's like, I want Destiny. More. It's in a weird position where you want the guy to be held accountable, but at the same time, that if it's public and now we have 1,000 viewers in this chat, 2,000 viewers in this chat, 2,000 people are all talking about her nudes and talking about her. This is what will ruin her life, quote unquote, right? So it's a weird position to be in, but at the same time...
Turkey Tom knew when he randomly said he didn't want to be a Destiny orbiter.
I have no idea.
I don't think he knew back then.
I think it was before. I think he got lucky a little bit where he kind of dipped out for unrelated reasons, and then this... Yeah. I think. I don't know. But anyway...
I don't really know, to be honest.
Yeah, so anyway, though, but the point is it's in a weird position where it's the girl's I don't want the public to know about this. I want to see if I can get him to be held accountable without it ruining my life. And... we as people are hearing about this and we're like, well, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a weird situation where it's ultimately it was up to her to come out with the story if she wanted to do that, right? And then she was threatening suicide. We're going to go over some logs where she outright tells Destiny that she's going to kill herself. She sends him a suicide note. Yeah. And he just dismissively is he responds in such a weird sociopathic way. Destiny obviously has no feelings or no, he's a sociopath. I mean, Just flat out. Like the way that
Right.
he talks, the way that he internalizes different situations, the way that he understands, like, I don't want to sound too gay about it, but I mean, it's very clear that he's like a complete sociopath.
Yeah.
Like anyone that watches his content, I feel like just even knows that.
For investigative purposes.
Okay, buddy,
disgusting.
you're actually just, what
You're
the fuck are you
disgusting.
doing? No gooning, dude. Never goon. Isn't that the lesson here?
Horrible. Yeah, and I see some people say like, oh, well, you guys don't care about Pixie's feelings. It's not even like, if you want to levy that criticism that we're not like, we care about the woman's feelings. It's
Well,
a
I mean,
little bit
obviously
deeper.
she's a random
I was
person. I
gonna
don't
say,
fucking know her.
It's a little
so,
bit
like,
deeper than that. It's more not necessarily we're like, you know, moral frogging, like we are also like, you know, empathetic and care. But it is like if someone outs a story, like if I went and blurted it and then she killed herself in response, it's like, well,
yeah, exactly. You have
There's
to,
some sort of-
Destiny lost his wife to a twink on a sink, then
You know.
went on a Spurg spiral. The election broke him. His meth jaw is all the proof you needed. He was always a
Jesus.
degen. This isn't news, but it is.
that's such a true donation. Everything there is facts.
yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. It was a weird situation. Nobody really knew what to do, but President Sunday was the one that just decided, you know what? Fuck everything. I'm dropping it.
Yeah.
You know? And as far as I'm aware, Pixie was furious about this video, but she's just going forward with it anyway.
If Augie
Yeah, there's nothing
leaked
much
his
you can
tape
do.
with Mango and took loads just as good as Destiny. We'd
Okay.
all be calling Augie a hero clear by
All right, dude. I don't even know what that is. That is just Lumpy Willie. What is
This guy,
every
he's-
time he donates? It always gives me fucking
he's a
Down
sexual
syndrome.
degenerate, you know. He's
What the fuck
definitely
is
there.
going on here?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Right.
so President Sunday blew the lid on everything. He decided, you know what, fuck it, dude. We're dropping everything in a bit of a morally questionable manner, but I think at this point it doesn't really matter. I mean, he
Right.
took the risk, right? And
Yeah.
ultimately it worked.
It worked,
May
yeah.
the wind gently kiss your balls
Okay,
to
hold
make
on,
mine.
time.
All right. Okay. This is just amazing.
Amazing.
Let's stop the yap. Let's just watch the video and take a look at this right here. Smackle says Lumpy Willie is correct. I didn't even listen to what the donation even said.
It's
All I
just-
heard was like mango and loads and something about me.
Just degenerate.
I
degeneracy.
don't agree.
Lumpy Willie's the next Destiny.
Yeah. All right. By the way, this is Aura right here. I don't know what this image is, but this looks great. This like little persona here.
Destiny's a creep, Sunday is vindictive, Erudite is a snake, and Pixie is dumb for not realizing something like this would happen. F them.
Probably
Nice.
fair. Probably fair.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. Yeah, I don't know if maybe calling President Sunday the hero of the situation is bad. I mean, he's like the anti-hero because I don't
Right.
think he. Apparently, this is all about like a super personal vendetta that he has with Destiny.
Definitely.
Me personally, I don't even know if that really matters at all. What matters is just the information and whether it's true or not, which it is. So, the fact that this video was made is a net W.
Also, no accident this happened on Inauguration Day.
Oh yeah, 100. Dude, Biden couldn't pardon him, dude. It's
Yeah.
over. And Destiny couldn't profit from covering the inauguration
Yeah, he
too.
couldn't go live.
All of this happened, and it prevented Destiny from going live covering Trump's inauguration.
Yeah, it also gave him a bit of a shield. I'm so curious if today all the other people are going to be talking about it because Vosh couldn't talk about this. He was covering the inauguration. Hassan didn't, at least to my knowledge, because he was covering the inauguration. I don't think they've gone over it yet because there is a pretty big political event happening yesterday that they kind of had to focus on
Yeah.
over this.
Destiny having his own Stormy Daniels controversy the same week as Trump's inauguration is almost beautiful.
Yeah.
Dude. All right, let's hit this.
In this video, I'm going to tell you a story about a man. It's a story that has been replicated over and over and over in government, in show business, in business boardrooms, restaurant franchises. This time, it's about a man with a small social media empire on YouTube. A man who uses
The opening.
Sunday is a perfect heel. Unfortunately, Sunday W.
Yeah, I don't really know. The thing is, this situation is so weird because I don't even know how to like internalize it, right? It's like he fucked Diorio over. Even releasing this could have been a risk because if he released this video and she killed herself, then obviously that would have been
Yeah,
terrible.
and she was just like, okay, well now my family knows about this, so I'm just going to go kill myself. Fuck this.
Right. So he releases this. She was furious at him, but she just decided, you know what? I'm gonna go forward with the lawsuit.
I guess
So it kind of worked out in favor, but it was a risk, you know.
Destiny in
Yeah.
My life stock is paying off insanely. Cabal coin to the moon.
Let's
Yeah.
fucking go.
his clout and his fame to lure mentally and financially vulnerable women from his community into sexual encounters which he records and then, without their consent, shares with others. It's about how that man developed such a stranglehold over his community that no one, no matter how disgusted they are, will dare call him out for this, even when it becomes public knowledge. And most importantly, this is a story about power, and of how normal human feelings can be contorted to serve a machine to make a man immune to the effects of the abuse he has inflicted on an astonishing number of people.
All right, so this is going to be the first segment where he goes over Destiny's past of doing this shit, which is something I wasn't fully aware of. So this is going to be kind of an interesting little Destiny lore lesson.
Stephen Bennell II, or as he's known online, Destiny, is a highly successful...
Wait, Vosh. He takes time away from Goblin Corn?
Yeah, what is I keep waiting for Vosh and Hassan's take on this. What are they going to say?
I have no idea. I mean, they both don't like Destiny, right? So.
Yeah.
Streamer and content creator who has garnered infamy not just for public outbursts and controversial political positions, but also for an impressive number of public threats, sexual scandals, and even outright criminal actions. This recently culminated on November 29th of 2024, when an anonymous Discord and Kiwi Farms user going by the name Solo Leaks published a large repository of private messages and pornographic images and videos of Destiny with various men and women to Discord and Kiwi Farms, recordings that Destiny had shared to strangers without the consent of the people in them. It's important to note that this is not the first time that Destiny has been the subject of a large sexual scandal involving non-consensually leaked intimate material. All the way back in 2012, Destiny was caught up in a scandal involving a competitive StarCraft 2 player called Blue T, who had...
This is crazy. This goes back to 2012.
14 years ago.
Right.
Which is just insane.
Yeah.
That this has been something that he's done, I guess.
It's like, I don't want to get too like weirdly personal with it, but it's like, how do you have a kid or something? You're still acting like this. You know what I mean?
God. I mean, that is true. Like, I guess how old would you have been 15 years ago? Like 20?
Well,
18?
yeah, I guess, I don't know. Maybe this is before it. Maybe that's like even a weird point to bring up, but it's just like, I feel like it's just insane for you to be acting this way.
No, I agree.
Now, let alone then.
The point I was going to make is like, okay, obviously, even if he was younger, it's still a mistake regardless, and it's still something stupid.
Yeah.
But at least it'd be like, okay, well, you fucked up, but could you make your career better? Could you amend for it? Could you become a better person? Obviously not. I mean, he hasn't changed at all since then.
Right.
It seems like he's completely the same person he was.
Well, it's because he's a
20.
sociopath, and he probably got no backlash
25.
for this back then. Or maybe the backlash he got was just minuscule compared to it now because he's just a much bigger streamer now. But no, and even the leaks and stuff too, like the Kiwi Farms leaks that happened back in November, that's a situation where you just cannot feel bad for him at all.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not like his personal Google Drive got hacked and then all of his shit was uploaded. Then you can feel bad for him. But no. He was sending all this material to a bunch of other people. A 19-year-old OnlyFans person, even if they didn't get hacked, how are you going to trust this random person you're jacking off with on Discord, to not share your shit with other people?
Yeah, you're just opening up the pipe to a trillion people. And also, Nick made this point in his stream too. It's like, are we really going to believe that the first time he's ever done this was just with a random OnlyFans girl he just met on Discord?
No, he's probably done this to like dozens of people.
Yeah, he's never done this before, but he's the victim in this situation. It's like, okay, come on now.
I wish I had the time and like mental capacity to understand the Bob 7 drama. That shit goes way too deep. But I'd love to take a look at that. Actually, I wouldn't because it's fucking cancer.
Yeah.
But if I just had like a solid 20 hours of just uninterrupted time to kill, I'd love to take a look at the Bob 7 drama and see, like, because wasn't that whole drama all about, like, them sharing private information with each other? It was, like, this weird, like, four-way. It was, like, Destiny, Molina, this Bob guy, and some other girl. And they all just kept sharing a bunch of personal shit with each other.
I have no idea. So
it's too complicated. It's like the manifesto was, like, 5 hours long or something. But, yeah, I mean, this he does have a past of this, and it wasn't particularly hidden at all.
Tweeted out a photo of his genitals. This was in retaliation for Destiny previously...
Okay, hold on. Let's go back here. By the way, we hit the goal, everybody.
Let's go. We hit the goal. Oh, let's go.
There we go. Wow, I like the sound.
Thank you, Tipster. Thank you, Tipster, for the applause. I appreciate it.
I like that sound.
Thank you, Tipster, for the applause.
That was very cool. Guess what, guys? We get a new goal. Let's get that shit started. Oh, my God, dude.
Tipster came in clutch with the soundboard there.
And he sent you that file?
Yep, he did. He messaged
Wow,
it to me.
love reopening the bridge with our boy Tipster.
Earn another goal. Let's go.
All right, let's restart this.
Yep.
Cancer. I like how the sound was like, it sounds like it's in a hallway, like they're clapping for the fucking president.
Yeah.
It's not even a good sound.
It's great, dude. It's amazing.
A scandal involving a competitive StarCraft 2 player called Blue T, who had tweeted out a photo of his genitals. This was in retaliation for Destiny previously leaking nude images of her to his friends on Skype, wherein he laughed at how quote-unquote fucking hideous her face was compared to her quote-unquote beautiful body. In 2021, Destiny had a romantic entanglement.
So you have a situation from 2012 there.
Yeah, where he's sharing her nudes around. And I guess she retaliated by doing the same thing back to him and posting his dick on the internet.
Right.
I mean, still, doing that initially is pretty insane. Sending nudes on Skype and laughing at it and being like, holy shit, look how disgusting she is.
Oh, so a lot of the shit I've heard before, like the Anna Voir stuff, I've never heard that StarCraft situation.
Yeah,
This is the first time hearing about that.
Entanglement with a YouTube streamer named Anna Voir. Anna would go on to become known for insisting, often tearfully, that she was actually in a long-term romantic relationship with Destiny, which Destiny denied, painting her as crazy to his audience. It was later revealed that in fact, while Destiny was insisting to his audience that Anna was insane, he was actually sexting her the entire time.
Wow.
Referring to her with terms such as princess in their conversations.
Awesome. This is in 2022. Wasn't this like a year? When did all the Anna stuff happen? Like in 2021, right? And then a year later. It's just they were constantly just re-engaging like a sexual relationship while he was denying it and also making videos calling her nuts, which everybody thought she was nuts. I remember we used to farm Anna.
Right.
On RFC or whatever, and Nick used to farm her a bunch too. But in reality, we were just playing into Destiny's just a web of abuse.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? Mr. Girl was fucking correct, dude. what wasn't that the thesis of his fucking of his manifesto?
Is that he's like a deranged, like just takes advantage of women, and he's just like an insane psychopath.
He brings on these like e-girls or whatever that are all mentally completely deranged and just fucks with them and completely mind rapes them. And then it turns the community against them to keep them in his web of power. That's basically what's going on here.
Yeah.
Anna threatened to post these sexually charged texts to prove that she wasn't crazy and that this was all actually taking place. And in retaliation, Destiny threatened in public to leak her nude photos.
Okay.
Have you talked to Christopher Dasnickadoodle?
I don't know what that is.
Is that Chris? Is that Nick Diorio?
I don't even know. November 1st, 2021, Destiny posted in his offline chat, tell Anna if she leaks my sexting, I might have some pics to share.
Really?
Really? What in the fuck?
This is also the context that he was denying. So she's like, we're sexting and in a relationship. He's denying it. She's like, I have the messages. And he's like, if you post those, I'll show your nudes.
Why would you have those nudes if you weren't in a sexual relationship, right?
Yeah, but also...
How would you even have that?
If Destiny gave Fuentes sloppy, is it possible Destiny and Hassan had a secret love affair that went wrong and that's why they fell out?
Dude, anything's possible in this fucking deranged world.
But yeah, no, what I'm saying is that adds an extra layer to the... He's denying that they had a relationship publicly, and he can use leverage for her to prove that they actually did have a relationship. She has to post probably romantic or sexual messages, and he's like, if you do that, your nudes are getting leaked.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just an insane...
Okay. And people thought this was normal?
Yeah.
Funny, my last debate with Destiny, Jackson Hinks said he couldn't wait for Destiny Exposed drop.
Wait, what did Jackson Hinkle know? Or was he just talking shit? I don't know. All right, let's hit this.
If she did so.
Like if you and I had like sexted or something or traded nudes and you were like, I'm gonna leak your nudes, and I go, fuck you, if you leak my nudes, I'm gonna leak your nudes. Is that like blackmail or is that like abusive? I disagree.
So do you think that leaking sexting and leaking nudes is proportional, or do you think it's a proportional response in the way that you're reacting to that?
I think it's about proportional.
About proportional, really? That makes no sense.
It's about the same.
Yeah, sexting, text and actual nudes, totally the same thing. Okay.
Sexual material and shit from another person. Yeah, fuck it. I think it's proportional.
Destiny has also at least once admitted to accidentally sending homemade videos of him and his wife to people who his wife did not in advance approve of, in accordance with a previous agreement that he wouldn't.
Nice.
Me and Molina had a conversation about, there were a few girls we talked to, it was like, oh cool, like we should record videos of like us fucking shit and send it to people, like it's fun.
This is just so...
It's fun, dude.
It's just fun, dude. It's just a good time.
Why? What is going on here?
Conversation about, there were a few girls we talked to, it was like, oh cool, like we should record videos of like us fucking shit and send it to people, like it's fun. I kind of like have like my little archive of like Coomer material that I'll send to people if I want to. There were girls that I talked to.
I'll send to people if I want to.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if anyone else wants to. It's only if I declare that it's allowed.
Yeah, notice the wording there. If I want to.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Destiny to burn in eternal hellfire.
Nice.
Of like Coomer material that I'll send to people if I want to. There were girls that I talked to past that I'd send stuff of like either me or me and Molina. And Molina talked to me and she was like, hey, if you're gonna send any videos to new girls that we haven't talked about, like let me know that first, because she wanted to be careful. It's like, oh, okay, sure, that's fine. I didn't think about it at the time because I didn't think it mattered, but
I didn't think of it at the time because I didn't think it mattered.
How does that not even cross your mind as something that could potentially upset someone?
Because he's a sociopath, dude. He's
How?
like a complete freak. Like that is actually insane. That's the most obvious. Like, oh wait, I should let you know before I send your nudes to other girls. Oh, okay, I got it.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense.
We're so past like the realm of normality here. I mean, it's a polyamorous relationship, so maybe he just assumes that because this is already completely retarded in the first place, that things like sharing nudes with other people, like if she's gonna let me have sex with other women and I let her have sex with other men, then we could just share each other's nudes and personal information and shit. We can vent about each other to other women that I'm fucking. You know, that's all just normal. And actually, in reality, Molina's like, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this.
There is far other consequences to sharing nudes and just having sex. I mean, it should be common sense. I'm surprised Dusty doesn't even think about that. Like, if you just have sex with someone, that's different than like if the whole internet sees your nudes, which is a potential consequence of sharing nudes with people, which now we've seen happen.
Well, yeah, he also thinks that the nudes that he's sharing with other people are just going to stay with those people, as if these people aren't going to leak shit. I mean, he threatens to leak shit all the time, so you think that he'd expect that to happen to other people, right? We're going to take a look at his statement in response to this, but he seemed like in his statement, he talks about how, you know, the leaks have been like a huge burden on my life and everyone around me. This has been like a huge scandal, like private videos of me sucking dick got exposed, and that's terrible.
All
and it's
my
like,
enemies have fallen.
You didn't expect this?
Black's destiny. Now Fatty will not be able to avoid the allegations.
Fatty, wow.
Fatty's mad. He's so mad.
Maximilian with a long-standing grudge against Fatty, dude.
Apparently.
But yeah, it's like you didn't expect any of your shit that you're sending to other people willy-nilly to just get exposed, right? This is like if I sent my fucking cock in the Tea Party chat, and then I didn't expect that to get exposed. It's like, okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it was some like long-winded fetish of his or something. He has like the same humiliation type of fetish where it's like blackmail over someone, or you know, you send it something and you know there's a risk of it getting exposed, but that gets you
that's
off,
part of the thrill.
to it, or something. It's like, okay.
Oh my god,
just perverted.
Let's hit this.
For the first thing, like, okay, yeah, I should have like checked 100% with Molina, but like this.
Other examples of threats and sexual misconduct made by Destiny are plentiful, but the general point is this: Destiny has a very bad history when it comes to sharing intimate material of people that he is sexually involved with
a little bit
without their consent, and of using the threat of their release to keep people in line. If this brings a certain Diddy to mind, you are not alone.
Okay.
Like with
nice.
Diddy, when people speak out about Destiny's misconduct, the responses vary from silence to dismissal to outright threats of exposing their intimate information and media.
Wow.
Unlike with Diddy,
it's like Destiny, bro. Destiny.
Just allegations. We have the receipts. In 2023, Destiny's wife Molina publicly separated from him. In response, Destiny went on stream and indicated multiple times that he was confident that Molina would not leak any unsavory details about the relationship to the public because he
this is
too
crazy.
had compromised.
Oh my god.
Love that. Destiny said Trump supporters deserve to be SHOT, then months later glizzy gobbling vids leak and he's being sued. We can't stop winning.
Dude, we are so up right now, it's insane.
Shout out to Jessica.
On her, and logs that would seriously harm Molina's reputation if they were revealed. Whereas, since his reputation around relationships was already so low, he would be effectively immune to the consequences.
That's
okay,
also
well,
insane.
this exposes, like, is that actually like a power dynamic or some weird manipulation where it's like, I'm such a scumbag, I can do whatever I want to you and face
Destiny
no
will
repercussions.
leak Rogan pics next.
Yeah, that is definitely a manipulation tactic. It's literally like, I mean, how do you even outplay that? If you're in the woman's position, what do? You have to just accept it? I mean, how?
Right.
Or you have to say,
I am
guess I'm
such
going
a
down to your
shitbag,
level.
a piece of shit. Nobody takes my side on anything, meaning I can do whatever I want. I'm at ground zero.
Yeah.
You have a reputation I can destroy.
Well,
but I don't.
realistically, the actual take is as the woman, you shouldn't sleep with a retard like this.
Yeah,
like
obviously, yeah.
But, you know, once you're in that position, then he has that over you, or you're just fucked.
I will say this, I mean, getting involved with a guy like this is just insane.
Yeah, you have to
especially given his very public history.
Yeah.
Are you gonna cover the call between Sunday and Nick, where when he tells him he's leaking, he calls him Das Nickadoodle?
I don't know what that meme is. Everyone keeps saying that, but I mean, we plan to watch the.
Nick just dropped like the full unedited call. Like
should we listen to that?
10 minutes ago. I put in the docket just now and replacing of Sunday's like cut up edited call where he clips out half the context.
Okay, I'm down to play that. Yeah,
So,
we'll listen to that.
Why do you think that she isn't going to leak or talk shit? Molina will not leak or talk shit about any of this because she knows that everything about this makes her look like a fucking satanic demon. She knows
Really?
that. She's threatened it a million times. Like, I'm going to start leaking everything. Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay, if you really want to, holy because my reputation is already zero in regards to our relationship. Everybody thinks I'm a horrible.
That means he's done wrong. That means he's done something wrong.
Right.
She's saying, I'm going to leak shit. I'm going to leak stuff you've done wrong that makes you look like a piece of shit. And he's like, go ahead. It doesn't matter. It won't affect me. Because this isn't the position of like, I'm innocent. He's not saying, I'm innocent, leak things. You have nothing on me. He's saying, you have tons of shit on me, but it won't matter because I'm a fucking demon. Yeah. It doesn't matter anyway.
It doesn't matter. It's just great.
Shit. We want to start leaking shit. We can do it.
Fast forward to November 2024. Due to the solo leaks, it has come to light that Destiny has been sharing intimate private messages, nude images, and pornographic videos with a 19-year-old OnlyFans creator called Rose, who
Rose is coming. This is who he was sharing his like personal, intimate videos with
his ex-wife and
all of his little, community orbiter whores or whatever, right? Everyone. He's just sharing that with this person right here.
He was sexually interested in at the time. Rose leaked these to a Discord and Kiwi Farms user called Solo Leaks, who may, for all we know, be Rose herself, who then published them to Discord and to Kiwi Farms. These leaks included intimate romantic and sexual DMs between Destiny and
And apparently, allegedly, Destiny is considering suing Kiwi Farms.
Yeah.
For this as well, for hosting the
something.
leaks, which doesn't make any sense because somebody just made an account and uploaded it. It's not like, like what?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think that
Would
matters,
he even have a
right?
case against Kiwi Farms? I hope not.
I have no idea.
That just sounds retarded.
I mean, is it like the fappening equivalent or something? How did that end up? I actually don't know what happened with that. Was that like a hacked material is illegal, bad, and he's trying to make that case?
Right. I mean, we don't even know if Rose was even hacked. It could have been, like the video says, it could have been Rose herself that uploaded this just to fuck Destiny over.
Yeah.
So we don't even know if there was a hack.
And to Kiwi Farms. These leaks included intimate romantic and sexual DMs between Destiny and Lord Southern, who Destiny had long denied being romantically involved with while she became increasingly present in his public personal life and on stream, despite...
Oh yeah, and the shit that Destiny was sharing about Lauren Southern in those leaks was crazy. Like, Lauren Southern was talking about, like, personal details, personal trauma, and stuff like this, right? And Destiny was just sending this, along with videos of him sucking cock, to this Rose person. I'm like, what are the contexts of these conversations even, right? Where it's like you're just spamming like your entire life story and all the women you're sleeping with, they're all life stories.
Too close to the sun. By the year's end, he's going to be homeless and giving BJs for quarters.
Well, he's definitely doing it. All of it is a sexual perversion. I mean, that's probably why he hasn't gotten better, is because he's gotten worse over the years.
Right.
Over the years, all of this is what gets him off. He needs something stronger. He needs something harder. He needs something like more intense every time. And so now he's in his 30s, right? Talking to 19-year-old OnlyFans girls, sending nudes of all the girls he's slept with, sending intimate conversations of him and Lauren, because he's gooned so much that nothing else gets him off except for this insane shit.
Yeah.
Turkey Tom wept.
Wow.
Despite being publicly at odds with each other politically on the surface, Destiny even once described her activism as involving, quote-unquote, drowning refugees. These DMs revealed that, in fact, Destiny and Lauren Southern had been mutually declaring their love and admiration for each other, including express...
Oh my god, his DMs are so fucking funny, dude. The Destiny Lawrence. You're basically asking if you can argue me out of this, and I feel like I'm setting myself for failure if I say yes. Like, obviously I chose you. I wanted to be with you. I would have never gone on another date if that's what you wanted. What? How do women, especially Lauren fucking Southern, fall for this? Wait, what?
I'm just disgusted Rose Mullet collaborated with Mr. Beast and now Destiny.
Nice. You've been transparent about not wanting the same things I do in life. That's heartbreaking because obviously we have something incredibly special. I really appreciate your honesty. By the way, in Lauren's mind, we have something so special. Meanwhile, Destiny's just sending her shit to like just random girls, OnlyFans girls, she's 19 years old. He's just sending it like her including DMs like, why is he even sending this DM?
This says, I have no idea. I mean, it's all a fetish. It's all a fetish.
Yeah.
It's a deranged, perverted fetish. That's what it is.
I really appreciate your honesty, though, because I'm not just making decisions for myself. I'm making them for Brock, too. Is that
like
her
ex?
Kid? Or is that her kid or like her ex-husband or something?
I don't know.
I'm like only a few weeks into regular normal people dating, so I don't think I could mind. I don't think I can say my mind is set on anything, but I also don't want you to ever be dishonest about your intentions or in limitations within relationships because...
Why do you even care what Destiny's limitations in relationships are? Ever. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
This guy's a deranged pervert and a complete retard.
Oh, man.
What is this question?
I'm not going anywhere. You're always going to be a part of my life, I hope. Oh, no, dude. This is so bad. Dude, Lauren Southern might have had the worst year of all time last year because the same time these leaks came out, all of the Russiagate, the funding, the Russian money got exposed, and she was like one of the top people involved with that, which basically ended her career, you know, because it was exposed. She was taking foreign funding, which is illegal, and then these leaks come out on top of it.
Does this mean
Insane.
Anna Frills wasn't crazy after all?
Oh, no, she's definitely crazy. All of these women are crazy.
Yeah, Lauren Southern's insane for this.
All of these women in Destiny's orbit are crazy. He picks crazy people on purpose.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, I don't know. I definitely feel like, you know, it is what?
I think they're saying that's the wrong Lauren. I think is it Lauren Chin? I think both of them were though.
They were both involved
Yeah,
in that.
both of them were.
Yeah.
Lauren Chin and Lauren Southern, yeah.
Yeah, they were both involved. Because I saw a video of Lauren Southern like testifying over something about it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's your blonde trad wife, bro.
Dude.
Horrible.
I love my
disgusting.
conservative e-thought mommy influencers, dude. They're so great. They're so awesome.
Just disgusting.
I just don't really know what things are going to look like going forward while I'm trying my best to be respectful and hold my values to people I date to try to give healthy relationships the best shot.
How do you think this is a healthy... How? She is just... I mean, that's insane.
Just
but also,
totally.
the fact that Destiny screenshotted this and sent it to a 19-year-old OnlyFans girl and then gooned to it. They jerked off to it together.
Yeah.
Is insane as well.
Just wild. While he's sucking cocks, too.
Yeah.
Intentions to separate from their respective partners to marry each other. All of this was happening behind the scenes despite Destiny publicly claiming to his audience that he and Lauren were not involved, and while he was publicly accusing his wife Molina of lying and of being controlling privately when she would express displeasure about the relationship and...
Wait, what are these DMs? I don't want to leak every single detail or issue related to problems we had, but Mel would get upset sometimes if I did a lot of content with streamers. Lauren Southern was one of them, but there were others too that you can probably guess. That's the Lauren Southern drama. Oh yeah, that's when he was denying the relationship ever existed.
Lying and of being controlling privately when she would express displeasure about the relationship and when she requested that Destiny stop associating with Southern. In addition to these leaks, which not only severely compromised Lauren Southern's career and personal life, but also established that Destiny was lying when he accused her.
Wow.
I'm cringing. It's horrible.
You've got the most incredible mind I've ever met. I know you're going to be just fine no matter what happens. Yeah, I'll be okay, but I still want and need you. Okay, have a fun trip or whatever.
Don't let you... How... Oh, God, it's just disgusting. I mean, how do you not cringe typing that to someone like Destiny?
Dude, this is crazy, bro.
It's
Accused his
horrible.
wife of
Horrifying.
being delusional and controlling about the affair. Solo Leaks also published a massive dump of revenge pornography, which featured various sexual encounters with numerous men and women that Destiny had recorded and sent to Rose as part of their flirtations, which incidentally include references to how he recorded other people not included in the dump, including a recording of a sexual encounter with someone he met on the gay dating app Grindr.
Wait, pretty okay. Mel is out tonight with her sister doing stuff, so I went downstairs and sucked off some guy from Grindr emoji. I recorded the audio, but it's not that great, lol, but still fun.
So he sent this girl the audio of just some random dude getting his dick sucked.
Dude, this is just nuts.
Grindr with no mention of having alerted this person to the fact that they were being recorded. Note, it is a felony to record sex acts without consent in the state of Florida.
Awesome.
Wow.
So to recap, Destiny, who has a long history of threatening associates, friends, and family with public humiliation and exposure through releasing revenge pornography and intimate messages, actually did leak a tremendous quantity of compromising, sexually humiliating messages, images, and videos featuring other people to at least one person without their consent. These were then publicly leaked, and the reaction has been total silence. Nothing. Historically, Destiny has always been boldly willing to threaten leaking private intimate material, such as during his separation from his wife, or to expose nude images to retaliate against women he was slandering, like Anna, or even just for the sheer pleasure of it, as in the case of Blue Tea mentioned earlier, where the only purpose was revenge. This time, however, somehow, there is nothing. Not by Destiny, nor by anybody else. No streams, no video exposés, no tweets by any notable figures denouncing what is an obvious massive breach in ethics and consent. Nothing. Which begs the question, why?
Okay, one thing I will add to this though is a lot of people weren't even talking about revenge porn until I think it was when Molina started going on streams back in December, and we even played that on an.
Yeah, you brought it up briefly. You were like, by the way,
you guys see that foreshadowing?
Yeah. See, I mean, by the way, you played it for like a little bit at the end of a stream.
I played that very specifically. If you guys remember, one of the first RFC shows we did in December, I played a little bit of that stuff because I was kind of wanting to like nudge a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, let's kind of get the discussion going at least a little bit because, again, with these leaks, when these leaks first happened, everybody was obsessed with like, holy shit, Destiny's sucking cock. And I was just like, yeah, we know he sucks cocks.
Yeah,
he's a gay guy.
Yeah, this is
obviously he sucks cocks. Like the more interesting stuff here is obviously these videos have to be revenge porn, right? But nobody really assumed that from the beginning, and I don't know why. To me, that was the obvious interpretation of what we were looking at, but I don't know, man. Oh no. Oh no.
Destiny just leaked a tape of him and Augie. Augie was dressed as Sailor Moon and Bo Blacks was their Sailor Mercury.
Dude, just when I thought I was done with it, man.
Medicare.
Just when I thought I was done with it, bro. It's just Medicare's got to come back and just fucking
fuck with you and
spread more fake news. Dude, that stream the other day.
Oh no, yeah, we have the time.
We actually were planning on watching that. I don't know if the Destiny stuff will take too long or we'll have time for that, but we were gonna watch Medicare. He did a segment on my old friend there.
Even in a worst case scenario, Destiny will continue to be supported by his Taliban degenerates. I don't think anything could really finish him, but I love your commentary and insight, Augie.
Hey, thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, I think this will be a turning point in Destiny's career at the very least. This is going to be like a big attack.
That donation makes a good point that he'll always have his like DGG degenerates, like they'll be there, but again, it's going to be harder to get more professional people who really care about their image to come on a podcast of a guy who's just a complete, like, basically misogynist, like, fucking, like, this is actual misogyny, spreading, you know, nudes of people around, being insane, being a degenerate, being complete, like, it just doesn't happen to that extent, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Destiny's, okay, I'll let that read. Nick wants me to read something.
Destiny's biggest crime is being built like Elon and Hassan's Down syndrome love child.
Nice.
It's horrible.
Awesome. Okay, do we have something here? Oh, I think we hit the goal, by the way.
Oh, yes, we hit the goal.
Let's go,
yes,
ladies and gentlemen. We hit that.
Go.
We hit that goal.
We love the goal. We love the goal.
We love the goal. Well, guess what, guys? Guess what? We have for you in special thanks for hitting the goal. Another goal. We have another goal.
Oh
Can we hit the next goal?
Do you think Vorsh is dumb enough to comment on this? Telling people what Destiny did is worse than his lowly leak.
You know, that's actually a good question, though, just in general. Like, which one's worse? You know, Vosh or Destiny?
Well, I think always the argument of, like, Lolly is obviously a little bit less bad than
it's
real
not
CP
illegal or something.
There's, like, a real victim involved.
Right.
Like, obviously, both are bad, but
I guess I would have to say, yeah, because there's a real victim involved, and it's also like a crime, you know what I mean? That does make what Destiny did worse.
Obviously, they're both terrible, but, you know, you're ranking morality.
Oh,
compared to Poppy.
Stepping away from drama cause he got burned once by it.
He already cried about stepping away from drama. Oh, yeah, we'll get to that in his response. Yeah, Destiny announced he's done covering drama, which I don't know how that has any correlation to this. It seems like you're in this situation not because you covered drama.
Right.
Because you were sending videos of you sucking cocks and all of your nudes from your wife and your all of your whores or whatever, right? To just random people. I think that's why you're in this situation, not because you cover drama.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's hit more of this video. Can you switch? There we go. All right, let's hit it. Mudahar moment. Yeah. Tipster had a good take on it. We'll take a look at that. All right, what else do we got here?
Why is everyone being so silent about something that by all rights should be a massive sex and abuse scandal about one of online politics' biggest and most controversial figures?
I hope he explains the reason.
This video.
I hope he asks that question, explains the real reason why people were reluctant to come out about the story, or will he just completely sideswipe that and ignore it?
Victim but your soul. Destiny leaked a real person. I dislike Lowly, but I think this makes me dislike Destiny more.
Yeah, I think that's a fair take.
This is not just a story about a man, but about power and how power works. And it's not a story that is new. At the center of this scandal is a concerted effort by Destiny's friends, associates, and community to conceal and hide his wrongdoings by any and all means.
Well, that's just a cope. That's just a complete cope. So he's not going to mention the fact that the reason why people were electing to cover it is because she was threatening suicide.
Well, first of all, she didn't want to come out about the story because she said if the story were to come out, this would ruin my life, right?
She doesn't want to.
Yeah, she doesn't want to come out with it. And then second of all, she was also suicidal.
Yeah.
Right? So it wasn't that people knew and at any moment they could release it, or like Pixie was like, please, somebody. That's how he's framing it, right?
He's framing it,
He's framing it like Pixie was sitting there like, please, I just need one YouTuber to help me release the story. Like, I'll go to anyone. Like, I just need some help. Like, please, or whatever, right?
And
no,
then
then everyone else was like, I can't do that. I'm terrified of Destiny in his community.
Yeah.
Because obviously, at any point, Chud would have covered it, Nick would have covered it, and you know damn well I would have covered it. In fact, I would have jumped at it like immediately, right? But there was a fucking safety concern there. And also, it's just the moral question of if a girl had something terrible happen to her, right? And you know about it, do you come out with that?
If she doesn't want you to.
If she doesn't want you to.
Yes.
So that you can prevent further abuse from happening to other people.
It's always like a balancing
It's a morally
act.
questionable area. It depends. It really just depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Augie, if I Thanos snapped all pedo freaks into non-existence, do you think Vorsh and Destiny would still exist? I think not. Piles of ash never to be created into diamonds.
Thank you for that, Australian painter. Appreciate that. But yeah, the way that President Sunday frames it, this is the part of the video where he starts getting dishonest, right? Because he acts like, everyone was terrified of Destiny. It's like, no, but prior to this video coming out, everybody, including President Sunday himself, was in agreement. We wait for Pixie.
Yeah.
And we see what she wants to do.
Which we'll watch in Nick's release call because President Sunday dishonestly cut out.
Can I just play that right now?
If you want to play it now, but President Sunday dishonestly cut out the part where he starts going on like a movie villain rant about like, let's say I was the biggest psychopath of all time and just release this.
No, I'm going to play that right now because Nick already dropped the call, so I can do that. Let me download this and send it to the RFC show Discord. I need to show you guys this.
Yeah, it's in the docket as well. There's like a link to it's on Nick's archive channel. He just uploaded the full thing.
Yeah, he uploaded the full thing, but I want the specific. Oh wait, you don't even know because you're not even in the group chat. I have a specific cut that gets to that point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Cabal group chat that.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. By the way, fun fact. I don't know if you guys knew this. Connor's not in the Cabal.
I'm not. I'm separate from the Cabal.
Separate. Little fun trivia fact. Connor's actually free from the Cabal.
I know. I'm not shackled by them. Shackled by the chains.
Okay. What is showing up here?
Switch to
switch scenes. I don't want to pull Bowblex and leak my OnlyFans.
Yeah,
that would be unfortunate.
That'd be terrible. Yeah, we're pulling this up.
There we go. Okay, let me play this right now. Oh my God, why is it not just playing?
All I'm getting.
Okay, go back to the screen here. All right.
I don't think Nick will have a problem me playing this because he's already released the full call.
Yeah.
All I'm getting from this is she's really not going to want this to be public.
Both.
She wants to hurt Steven, but she doesn't want this to be known that she's done this, and this is her.
Yeah.
And she desperately doesn't want her family to know. And if I cover it, there's a good chance they will find out.
Oh, 100%. Why do you think I haven't covered this at all? Like that's my principal issue.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
It's like here's the thing. Let's assume I was a psychopath, and I'm not. Okay.
Oh.
Somebody saying these things would be enough to deter me. Let's assume I was a psychopath.
Okay.
Let's assume I published this. Okay, well, something's changed. If Pixie actually does self-harm in some way, and God forbid actually succeed in killing herself, now this switches from Steven did something that triggered this to I did something that triggered this. That's not good. I don't want that. That's a bad situation to be in.
Yep.
Yeah. So there is a catch to this, which is if anything happens, God forbid, anything at all, and it doesn't even matter if it's because of this, if anything happens to Pixie in the foreseeable future,
it all drops.
Well, he will actually be destroyed then. That will be insurmountable. Not destroyed. He'll have his channel. He'll have his audience. But there will be no
politics.
The media company dream will not be a thing. So.
Yeah, that would be awful. That'd be an awful situation.
So, okay.
Some people in chat are saying base, which I agree. That sounds like fucking Batman in that.
He does.
It sounds funny as fuck. But the point,
keep that in mind while you're watching this video, and he's dishonestly framing this as everyone was scared to talk about this because Disney had control over them. Nick is openly, they're on the same page in this call. They're both agreeing with each other.
But obviously he's lying to Nick, right?
Yeah, he's lying to Nick, I guess. I don't know. I think maybe he thinks that, but he decided to be a psychopath.
Right.
And just do it anyway.
So, but that's the thing, right? And here's the thing. Again, I'm glad he ultimately pulled the trigger because
took the risk.
he took the risk and it worked. And ultimately it's a net W, right? It's a net positive that he took the risk. She said, you know what, fuck it, I'm suing Destiny. Now everything is known and Destiny's eating shit for this, which you rightfully should have done. But it was kind of like a dangerous like play. That's why it's so funny. But that's why President Sunday, he's like the anti-hero of this whole story.
Yeah. But yeah, just that the point of playing that too is just keep in mind, he already knows the position, but he's also kind of trying to throw people under the bus to be like, you're all scared of Destiny.
Well, allegedly,
like,
so before he even talked to Nick Diorio, the only reason why him and Diorio had a conversation is because he called out Nick Diorio, right? He said Diorio's sweeping. Destiny and, or sorry, not Destiny, Diorio and President Sunday got into a call to talk about it.
Dave Rubin, our studio marketplace of ideas type classes.
Nice.
Thank you.
Is that for you?
I guess so. Or maybe it's Destiny
or
on
Destiny.
Screen. I don't know.
But no, President Sunday and Diorio got into this call, right? And so originally this video was going to be like an attack on us, basically, right? But eventually it was like, no, he had to reframe the video as Destiny has this power over people and people are scared and we're actually the victims rather than like accomplices to his crime or something. So the making of this video is very interesting. But I mean, again, ultimately I'm glad that it came out because it worked. But yeah, it's a very complicated situation.
Definitely.
At the center of this scandal is a concerted effort by Destiny's friends, associates, and community to conceal and hide his wrongdoings by any and all means.
To be fair, he might be talking about Destiny's community, DGG.
Yeah, it's his friends and associates as well, though. It's a little deeper than DGG.
Includes deleting any mentions of the leaks on Discord and Reddit, obfuscating the issue by acting as if the leaks only contain private sexual behaviors and therefore aren't anyone else's business, or even offering money to the victims in exchange for their silence. Now, if one were to say that the creators around Destiny were simply remaining silent about this scandal in order to continue to capitalize on their friendship with Destiny and have access to his audience, this would be a misleading oversimplification. Some people are doing that for sure, and some people in fact are even going out of their way to run interference to protect Destiny from the consequences of his actions.
Not so Erudite who's doing that. Wait, who's doing that?
Not so Erudite?
Oh yeah, that's like her. I guess that's his co-host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And possibly Dan.
I'm just thinking our community. I don't know anyone who's doing that.
Wait a second. Hold the phone. Take a moment. Okay.
Thanks for wasting our.
Thank you for wasting our fucking time.
Fucking ass. Nice donation.
Not so Erudite. However the fuck you say her name, she is the worst of the worst. Okay, she fucking stinks. So she's been texting with Pixie the whole time, negotiating the hush money price with terrible. Pixie. And basically manipulating her into taking like the hush deal, the silencing deal, right? Yeah. She's been orchestrating that all behind the scenes. So she's the worst of the worst right there, at least from what I can tell. We'll take a look at Dan's take on it as well.
This donation also makes sense.
Notice the B-roll of Tom, then he says this.
Yeah, Tom.
So as he's like, they all work together to coordinate and protect Destiny and hide everything. Tom on screen while that's happening. It's like, that's not unintentional. Sunday's not an idiot. Obviously, he knows what he's fucking doing when he puts something like that on the screen.
But this is not a story about the nefarious deeds of evil men and women, but about power. And it turns out that, in fact, a lot of people are simply afraid. Afraid of what they have a moral right or a public sanction to say given the sensitive nature of these leaks, and afraid of the retribution of Destiny and those in his audience if they say something that angers him.
Okay, I don't really give a fuck about that. Like, and I do want to know, as a matter of fact, who is afraid of Destiny's community and their audience?
Yeah, who is he talking about? Because he talked about your not so whatever Erudites or whatever earlier.
Is he talking about DGG? I mean, if you have a shared audience with Destiny, then I get that, right? But like, I always like hear this, right? Like, people are scared to go after Destiny. Well, I'm not. Yeah. What the fuck do I have to worry about, right? Yeah. It's a completely separate community to me.
Right.
If everyone at DGG hated my guts, it would change nothing about my life or my business or what I'm doing. So I'm just curious, like, who that is.
Twitch politics people, what, like Hassan? I don't think Hassan's afraid of this.
No, he's got to just be talking about people within DGG itself.
Yeah, like
right?
orbiters.
Which, to be honest, I'm not super familiar with the current day DGG. Like, I only used to follow it back in like 2020 or 2021.
Right.
I don't know what the current state even looks like who the main characters are other than like J-Stock and I don't even know. Is Queeman part of that group, or is he like anti-GGG? I don't even know.
I have no idea.
So,
creator and YouTube commentary called Nicholas DeOrio, disgusted at the obvious sexual abuse and public coercion he was witnessing coming from Destiny and his defenders, and frustrated by the fact that people were beginning to lump him in with the others who were actively covering for Destiny, reached out to me directly to clarify why he was not being more vocal. He told me that, due to the sensitive nature of the material, despite being very confident about Destiny's guilt, he was very conflicted about coming forward against Destiny on behalf of the victims in this story without them voluntarily coming forward first.
I don't know if he was conflicted. I think he was pretty clear. He's like, without the girl wanting it, you don't have a story.
well, Nick wanted the story to come out. Like me, he wanted it to come out. He just didn't want to do it incorrectly.
No, what President Sunday specifically says there is like conflicted about speaking up. Nick is not. You're not going to speak up for someone who doesn't want you to speak up for them. That's not. There was no conflict there. Nick was very set on that, very clear.
Yeah,
you're not conflicted. Do I speak up about it or not? It was just no. When the girl doesn't want you to, you don't do it.
Right.
That's the impression I got. It was very simple.
Mm-hmm.
This was for two reasons. First, Destiny has a history of persuading his victims to come to his defense during a scandal. This happened once when a creator called Mr. Girl infamously attempted to accuse Destiny of lying about his relationship with Anna Voir. And in response, Destiny produced recent DMs between himself and Anna in which he got her to say that her own quoted claims against Destiny were false.
Dude, Destiny ran an investigation on himself and found himself clear, dude. There you go.
W Destiny, I guess. He wins.
Keep this private, okay, please, because Max scares the shit out of me. You need to keep this private. He's insanely manipulative. Like, holy shit. The amount of coercion he was putting on me to send him a screenshot of our sexting was insane. It's like nothing I've ever experienced before. Destiny, yeah, I know. He's got you and Lav twisted into this idea that I'm running around sexually manipulating and abusing people on my stream.
You were, though. Right? I mean, you fucking were. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's not lie.
Anna says, he has Lav totally manipulated. I don't think you're sexually manipulating anyone. I think when you called Lav a stupid bitch, that was a bit abusive, but not in the way Max is making it out like you're this intentionally sadistic psycho.
You're an innocent little boy. Destiny's just an innocent little boy, right, guys?
No, dude.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He's
so
just
Destiny
a little
showed
boy.
this as like an own, like, see, Mr. Girl's fucked, right?
Yeah.
And here it is notable that the fact that these DMs were between the alleged abuser and his victim did not seem to affect their credibility in the eyes of his audience. And second, because of Destiny's ability to use his hold over his massive audience to deal serious reputational and financial damage to people who he feels have slighted him. Nicholas refers explicitly here to the reputational damage Destiny inflicted on another commentary YouTuber called ChudLogic when he was approached by Destiny's now ex-wife Molina to give her side of the story about the Lauren Southern affair.
Why does guys like this use women's trauma for a power fantasy?
I think that question answers itself. It's they have a power fantasy. They like fucking with women. I mean, I don't know. It's a fucked up, delusional, degenerate mindset. Just how it is.
So, I mean, I've privately told everybody I'm completely distancing myself from this guy, waiting for this bomb to go off. But I don't want to be the one to fucking light it. But I mean, I feel stupid. I sent Destiny like a message of support at the beginning of this,
Really?
like about his dick getting leaked, not about.
That was so cringe. Oh, dude. Why? Sorry, your dick got leaked. Okay. What the fuck, DeOrio?
The sweeping allegations never being the sweeping allegation.
Well, it's like, it's just so cringe because it's like, fucking. I'm sorry, but when you're sending shit like that willy-nilly to people, you know? Well, I mean, I guess if it's his own dick, you know, he is like a victim or something like that. If like he sends it to somebody and then that person's hacked.
Yeah.
But I don't. Sorry, your dick got posted.
I don't know.
It's so strange. Even
I mean, could you say the same thing to like Boblox? No, just kidding.
Yeah.
This part of it. Like, oh, it's a shame that your fucking dick got leaked or whatever, which I guess is still valid.
I didn't realize how bad it was initially. I thought the big thing was the Lauren Southern leaks. I thought, oh, he's got sex tapes. Okay. Surprise, surprise.
Well, in the back of my head, I was thinking, why would all these people consent to their fucking nudes being exchanged?
Well, the answer
why
is they
would that
wouldn't.
even happen? They would absolutely not. They absolutely wouldn't.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I haven't really been able to talk about this with anybody because I'm at like a fucking, it's a huge risk to even discuss it. Because this guy's got such a chokehold over his community. But I legitimately think if it ever comes up, I absolutely think that's career ending. And I don't think that could be defended. And if it can be defended by his community, it would fucking completely destroy. I mean, yeah, his reputation.
Sunday is not an anti-hero. He had zero regard for the feeling of the victims and this video and that leaked call are proof. Videos like this take a while to produce, and he knew she was suicidal. No heroes here.
Well, the only reason I'm calling him like an anti-hero is to say that he's not like the hero in the sense of like, he did the right thing.
Anti-hero by definition is someone who makes questionable decisions. Sometimes they're like fucked up, sometimes they're wrong. But like generally some good comes out of it. I mean, that's like by definition what you're describing.
Because I still believe the existence of this video, like overall, was like a positive development for the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why we're talking about it now. That's why this is happening.
Because he got lucky.
That's because he got lucky, yeah.
That's why it's a positive
he made the right decision. It's because he got lucky.
Reputation's in the toilet. It could be lower.
It could be. It's also it's in the toilet with people who care to know.
Yeah, no, I think this is a viral everyone story, video, like community-wide story. If this cover-up ever comes out,
what specifically would have to happen to trigger some kind of, determinate position on this in public for you?
I mean, I'll be super candid about it. You would need to talk. Yeah,
would you have to talk publicly, or do you just have to see it?
No, I think I've already seen it. I think she needs to talk publicly because if anything, if it comes down to it and Destiny convinces her privately to take that other... Look what happened with Chud Logic and Lauren Southern. He had Molina coming to him and telling him these things directly. And he was put in a position where he can either eat shit and be hated by that community and lose a huge percentage of his audience to the point where I had to pick up the other half of the slack and like help him out, right? To keep him afloat. Or he could just leak those messages and be justified immediately, and it would start like a huge conflict. And I guess he did the right thing by loyalty, but like, you know what I mean? It's like, if you don't have the person, then it's you fighting on behalf of somebody else. And I've seen this go down so many times with content creators where if they don't have the support of the actual victim in the situation, you're fighting a losing battle from day one.
So principally, your concern is that you're going to take a pretty big financial / audience hit if you were to do this.
I think
it's a bit deeper than just the finance audience too.
Yeah,
it's a little bit more just like.
Well, I mean, that is like a valid concern, right?
Yeah.
Let's say she doesn't want the story to come out, right? And then you release it yourself, and then she's like, in an act of like self-defense for herself, or because she's like pissed, she says, "Oh, this is all fake.
Yeah, this is all a lie.
I consented."
And then Nick also only has like a source of a source of a source. He doesn't have like the direct DMs. He has like a couple things to work off of. Well, I feel so like you have like one image, you can just say that that's fake.
Well, I feel like people just don't understand like the risk of coming up with the story too early, right? Because if she denies it, right, if she says that it's fake, not only have you ruined your chance of revealing this, right? But you've also ruined her chance of revealing in the future if she changes her mind and decides that she does want to come out, right?
Yeah.
So then if your main intention is to fuck over Destiny or to harm Destiny or to force Destiny to face the consequences for his actions that he needs to face, you actually run the risk of ruining that from ever happening at all. So that's the problem here.
Yeah.
I think there's a genuine risk that I'm going to get left out to dry here because if she doesn't say anything, or even worse, if she comes out and says it's not true, then I'm fucked.
A lot of people who would otherwise potentially be ready to support the victims of Destiny's systemic abuse of female and male colleagues are stuck between wanting to call foul on some truly...
Wait, somebody in the chat says, can anyone tell me if this is another nothing burger, like how the commentary community tried to cancel Muda?
You're in the wrong chat. You're in the wrong fucking chat, dude.
Yeah, this is actually all just, it's slow news day, guys.
Yeah.
This ain't really nothing, dude. I like Destiny.
Yeah, he's chill, honestly. Who gives a fuck?
It's like a little fuck up, but honestly, I will admit we are stretching it. You know?
We're just watching for the content.
Right.
There's not much else going on.
Dude, yeah, it ain't really much to think about at all, actually. It's just nothing.
What did he just say there? I'm sorry, go back a second.
Yeah.
I want to hear what he just said.
Or even worse, if she comes out and says it's not true, then I'm fucked.
A lot of people who would otherwise potentially be ready to support the victims of Destiny's systemic abuse of female and male colleagues are stuck between wanting to call foul on some truly reprehensible behavior and the realization that if they did, there are so many ways to spin them as the villains through Destiny's further manipulation of the victims and of his massive following. Two particularly aggressive defenders of Destiny have been Not So Erudite and Dan Saltman, who are both colleagues and close members of his inner circle. Both have gone out of their way either to dissuade attempts to bring up the issue of Destiny's non-consensual sharing of intimate material of other people publicly, or to directly discourage his victims from speaking out or taking legal action. A major consequence of Destiny's silence.
Now, I think that's a claim that Dan denies, right? Because Dan said, no, I actually sent her a bunch of attorneys that she should hit up or something to sue Destiny.
Yeah, I think Dan briefly mentions it on the Turkey Tom call.
We're going to take a look at what Dan said, because I'm not super informed on his involvement, so we're going to see what he said when he called into Tom.
Yeah.
But I do know Erudite, I don't know how to say her fucking name, Erudite, she stinks, dude. She
terrible.
fucking sucks.
Horrible.
And the silence of the people around him on this issue is that all of the negative consequences for these leaks have been borne by the victims, who are still being publicly shamed and harassed as I speak. However, faux concern for their well-being and their wishes to remain as anonymous and private as possible has been used to shut down any discussion where Destiny might be held responsible for endangering them in the first place. The perverse result is that Destiny's crimes against these people are effectively being weaponized as their own defense against others who would call him out for them. For example, when one community member known as Fairy Queen questioned Not-So-Erudite's continued association with Destiny, given the revelation that he had been sharing porn of people he streams with without their consent, and given Not-So-Erudite's own avowals of being a mental health expert and a feminist, Not-So-Erudite claimed that she was in communication with the victims behind the scenes and that they didn't want any additional attention. And so therefore, Not-So-Erudite was actually doing the moral thing by not holding Destiny accountable for victimizing them in the first place and for personally continuing to profit from the reputation of Destiny by whom she was employed. When
Wow. And then look at this right here.
pressed on this, Not-So-Erudite promptly terminated the conversation.
Awesome. She just blocks, right? So what does she even say here? Hey, Fairy Queen, I get you're mad at me, and that's fair. We got our differences, but I wanted to ask you to think about the people involved in the leaks. I've been talking with them, and they really want as little attention on this as possible. Your comment is kind of confirming that it's them, which they're denying, and drawing more attention to it. For their sake, I'd really appreciate it if you'd consider removing that part of your comment. So
she's saying this while simultaneously working with the girl and trying to pay her off.
To stay silent about it, right?
To say
but
silent about
thinking
it.
delusionally that that's actually the morally correct thing to do, which is to say silent about it, right? And ignore what Destiny even did in the first place.
Right.
I mean, it's like this very strange like twisting of like what the correct or good thing to do is. I don't even know what's going on there.
Yeah.
And for personally continuing to profit from the reputation of Destiny by whom she was employed. When pressed on this, Not-So-Erudite.
Like she couldn't leave this to Destiny to figure out. She had to be the middle person and pay off the the girl.
I will say this. Here's a thought experiment, right? Could that same criticism be levied at us, right? If we're hearing about something and we don't come out about it because Pixie doesn't want to come out about it, is that same criticism not
if
liable?
We were working with Destiny actively and as the middleman talking to the girl and offering her money on Destiny's behalf, I feel like it would be
right.
Yeah, but we're
if
not.
You're financially
we're complete
tied to
third
them.
parties that have nothing to do with this. That would basically just be the suicide bomber that jumps in and pulls the bomb off your chest, totally unrelated to anything.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more, and Erudite's also directly profiting off of Destiny too. So it's a bit more intimate involvement that this girl has in this situation, and also working with the guy.
Yeah.
Than anyone else involved. And I think that's where the criticism really lies. Is that
right?
So
terminated the conversation. But it turns out that Not-So-Erudite was telling the truth when she said she was communicating on behalf of the victims, because as it turns out, she was from very early on the prime.
Sunday is the villain for making it public, but Erudite is the villain for making it private. Yeah, see, that's like the weird like difference, right? So it's like what because I do want to entertain
Sunday's
this, right?
The super villain.
What's up?
We don't really think Sunday's the super villain. He's like the anti-hero here in this situation. That's how we're describing him. It's obviously a risky situation that he's taking to do this.
Well, so what is Erudite supposed to even do now?
I mean, this is Destiny's problem to solve. You either don't get involved
she is
or you
involved
leave.
because she's working with them by default, right?
I guess, but I don't know. In this position, you either work with him and mind your business. You don't get involved in it. That's his problem to solve. Maybe she's lying. I don't know. You don't communicate with the victim directly and try to work this out for Destiny. That's for him to figure out.
Well, see, I will say this. Like, Erudite and Dan are in a very strange situation because they both do shows with Destiny. I don't know if they're contractually, like, binded to these shows or whatever. They have contracts, like, we're going to do this for at least a year, and then after that, we're, like, free agents again.
Yeah.
It's a very strange, like...
Destiny's Israel-Palestine research really paid off.
Nice.
Him and Kyla, Erudite, are using his victims as human shields.
Oh, my gosh.
Erudite is enslaved to Destiny through business. Well, yeah, and the same thing for Dan, right? I mean, Dan and Destiny's podcast apparently makes like $20K to like $100,000 a month, right? So it's like with these people that are so financially tied to him and so tied to his business, what really are they supposed to do?
Well, you can levy criticism towards them regardless, but realistically, the take is if you're in that position, you either leave, you don't associate with them anymore, or if you do associate with them, right now it's in political litigation, so you just say you're, I guess, waiting for it to resolve or something, I guess.
Yeah, waiting for like the lawsuit.
Right now it's just an allegation. I mean, if it's going to go political, I mean, that's what Destiny's going to do. Destiny's going to do the same thing. He's going to keep streaming and refuse to talk about this because it's all political, or it's all legal matters now.
Right.
He's going to refuse to talk about it. It's all legal matters. It's going to get resolved in court. I mean, obviously, we can levy criticism towards him. I'm not saying that, he's innocent or that they're fine, but I'm just saying that is the take and that's what they're going to do. Those are the only two options you have.
Right. I mean, they obviously have to jump ship. You know what I mean? If they care at all about the situation or they care about like their morals or their integrity or whatever, right? My question is like, are they even able to do that? Or are they like binded by some sort of contract? Because these shows, I mean, they have like they're like half of Destiny's content, the Bridges podcast, the Anything Else podcast. I think there's even like another project that they all do together. So that's a little tricky. And I do want to be fair to these people. I don't want to necessarily just like demonize one side for doing something, but then demonize the other side for doing the opposite, right? No. Where it's like everybody's just the asshole because I say so, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thought experiment.
I just think for me, I think Erudite, whatever her name is crossing a line a little bit too far by getting directly involved.
Well, texting her and like negotiating the fucking hush money pricing of it, that's the part that's like, what are you doing?
Right.
So, because like there's ways to get involved with it, right? If President Sunday was the one that was texting, let's say President Sunday was in Destiny's Circle and he was texting fucking Pixie and was like, how about $1 million? How about he pays for your law school or something like that? And then we just like hush hush and behind the scenes or whatever, right? That's one way to engage directly with this story. That's totally ethically fucked, at least in my opinion. So I don't know.
Primary middlemen negotiating the price of their silence. Enter Pixie. Pixie is a tiny streamer who, like Destiny's wife Molina, was visually identifiable in the leaks. Pixie had been working closely with Destiny since she turned 20 years old in 2019, and in addition to appearing on stream together regularly, Destiny also got her involved in paid positions organizing for canvassing projects, like with Progressive Victory, who he partnered with in 2024, and she would accompany him multiple times to large podcast appearances such as the Whatever podcast, which he would pay for her to be flown out to. Pixie had, for a very long time, repeatedly tried to present herself as an example of a woman who could succeed as a part of Destiny's orbit, without being a member of his oft-rumored harem of women who offer him sexual favors in exchange for exposure and stream time. In light of these leaks, that image has obviously...
Bruh, what is this? This is her and Lav talking? Why would you lie about me sleeping in Destiny? Was there anything I said that gave you that idea? I'm not gonna lie, I'm extremely pissed right now and just want to make a final good faith attempt to trying to figure out where your head is at before I explode. Lav says, I didn't mean to lie. I thought it was public. I can't rewrite the record. I apologize. I thought you guys had a public relationship. No, I never did anything with Steven. The most he's ever sent me was a fire emoji, and I've gotten that from plenty of men and women. That's why I want to know why you would tell people that.
Or who would tell you that so I can confront them.
Yeah. If you got confused with me or something else. Lav says, I think I may have. I'm really, really sorry. I just publicly said I was wrong. Seriously, I'm sorry.
So she's like, hey, don't talk about that. Because she did actually sleep with Destiny at this point.
Yeah, so she was like, and that's so funny, right? Like her reputation in the Orbiter community is like, she's proof that not all women that are in Destiny's community are just there to fuck him, But in reality, actually it was.
Oh no. Proxy victim that is Destiny's son who has to see his dad suck cock and snatch.
Okay.
I don't even like making that point because it just sounds too like weirdly personal.
Yeah.
But it's also true.
It is true. His son's like what, 13?
Okay, I will say this, dude. I got a fucking notif on my phone before we went live because I'm actually subbed to his son's channel because he made this funny video of him like shooting Destiny or whatever, right? Apparently he's live reviewing it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, it's not. That is just so bad. That is so crusty. Imagine your son going live reviewing this and this is what you've done.
I would just end my career.
Yeah.
And myself.
Oh, dude.
Been shattered, and she has received the brunt of negative reactions to the scandal, since people who hate Destiny and hate the politics of the people in his group are eager to laugh at the hypocrisy of one of them, even if it means joining in the mass harassment of someone who is in fact a victim of revenge porn. Unfortunately, Pixie did the worst thing that someone in her position could do. Rather than seek legal recourse or make a public statement denouncing the violation of her consent and dignity that these leaks represented, she seems to have ultimately chosen to try and profit from the situation by extorting Destiny. An American citizen who finds themselves a victim of revenge pornography has several valid actions they can take. Let's go over 3. First, they can seek legal recourse. In fact, there is a federal law on the books as of 2022 that allows victims of non-consensual exchanging of explicit material to be compensated up to $150,000, and that's even if the leaks were not necessarily done maliciously, but only with reckless disregard for the consent of the victims. The victims may even have their identity concealed. Second, they may make a public statement denouncing the person who leaked the materials and violated their consent.
Extorting your abuser is based.
Yeah, President Sunday just made that point. He was like, Pixie, instead of going through these actions, decided to extort Destiny.
Well, he's saying that it's not based. He's saying that it's terrible.
Yeah, he's saying it's terrible. That's what I'm saying. He's making that point, and he's saying this is what you should do instead.
Right. Which, I mean, here's the thing, right? I think she would have gotten way more money just taking the... I mean, well, to be fair, a price was never mentioned as far as I'm aware. It's not like Destiny was like, oh, I'll give you $1 million, or like confirmed was going to pay for his shit. I don't think they ever got that far with it or whatever, right? But I almost feel like she would have gotten more money if she had gone that route, but it would have been like the most unethical option, because then they all stay silent about it, and Destiny does this to other people, creates more victims in the process.
Yeah.
You know, really the correct thing to do, obviously, is to come out publicly with it and sue him and speak out, which she did both here.
Consent. And in fact, this can be done in conjunction with the first option I mentioned.
Arguably, the only reason she did these two things here is because President Sunday forced her to by releasing this video.
Yeah.
So again, he's the anti-hero, you know? It's like he like
crazy.
willed the correct like timeline into existence. Luckily.
And finally, they can choose to do nothing. They can stay silent and hope that it all blows over. And this is their right.
And this is their right, except if, I say no, it's not.
I say it's not your right, and actually you must speak out and seek legal action.
Oh, man.
But Pixie did not do any of these. In an exchange that I have learned has since been circulated among the entire commentary community on YouTube and virtually everyone in Destiny's circle, Not So Erudite can be seen haggling with Pixie over the amount of money that would be appropriate for Destiny to pay her to not involve the court system.
Destiny getting cancelled on the day when God Emperor Trump gets in office and on my B-day. Couldn't ask for a better present. Amen, brothers.
Dude, Project 2025 has been fully initiated.
Haggling with Pixie over the amount of money that would be appropriate for Destiny to pay her to not involve the court system or to denounce him publicly. First, Pixie uses the implicit threat of her impending suicide and a scheduled note announcing it to pressure Destiny to pay out a significant sum of money, and then later switches to vague threats of public denunciations and legal action. Meanwhile, behind the scenes...
Okay, I want to read these texts.
I think these are in Cope and C's video too, if we're going to still watch that.
Oh, yeah, he
But
reads them himself?
I don't think he reads them himself, but he gives the context to them also. And
Should we read them right now, or should we...
We can go ahead, yeah. We'll just see him again in the other video.
Okay, let me open up. I can't find them. Erudite and Pixie convo. There we go. Okay, I got it right here. These are the alleged messages between Pixie and Destiny's co-host, Not So Erudite.
Kyla.
So is she in the gray?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Sunday really said your body my choice.
Oh, no.
Dude.
It's terrible.
What the fuck, man?
I mean, kind of, though.
Kyla says, not yet. Coleman canceled, so I ended up not coming in, but we'll be there Saturday. Are you hinging a lot on my conversation with them? Other than what I mentioned, is there anything you were hoping to be brought up? She says, I think I'm going to decide my next course of action on what to do with myself and him based on how that conversation goes. Basically, I have my plans this course of action, pause, and we'll choose something depending on if he agrees. He has to make up / repent for the action and wants to work with me to find a way to do that, or he doesn't feel, or if he doesn't feel that way, I don't want to talk to him because I feel like I tried explaining what I was feeling and he didn't really understand. I also have a little anxious voice in my brain telling me to prepare for the worst because he probably won't care or doesn't care enough to willingly try to make up for his mistakes, and that means I'll have to start thinking of more extreme / nuclear options to deal with, but I'm trying to avoid spiraling down that line of thought because I'm trying to hold out for the last hope. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm 100% not going to do anything to myself no matter what he says. during holiday season because I don't want to traumatize my friends during a time that's supposed to be happy. And even if he responds negatively, it doesn't mean I'll kill myself. I'm trying to contemplate all different courses. So right off the bat, she does not have any faith that Destiny is going to make things right.
No.
You know?
No. Yeah.
She has no faith in this guy whatsoever. She already knows this guy's a scumbag. She already knows he's an asshole. And she even references that Destiny didn't really seem to give a fuck. I have some DMs between Pixie and Destiny right here that I can take a look at after this. And the way that he talks to her is just like absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's
he's
insane.
like telling her, he's like, oh, don't worry, this will all blow over. Remember Stefan Molyneux? Nobody knows who Stefan Molyneux is anymore. He fell off, and that's the same thing with this drama. The drama will fall off, and nobody will care anymore. And it's like, yeah, dude, that's what she wants to hear. Totally,
really help
man.
this situation, yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna really. Oh, she's gonna hear that and be like, oh, you're right. I'm not even joking. He literally said that. He was like, remember Stefan Molyneux? Nobody cares about him anymore. That's how drama works. Yeah. That's definitely W communication there. So then Kyla says, can I share this with Steven?
I think she continues here a little bit more. She says, I'm trying to contemplate all different courses of actions, including going public, and then if I can't take them out of humiliation, then killing myself. So she openly is telling her, I'm considering maybe going public, and then if it's really bad, I'm just going to kill myself, which I guess could still be happening right now because she's public right now, and if the humiliation's terrible,
right.
I guess that's still on the board at this position. Versus my plan before of scheduling a note for it after I die. I'm also still looking into lawyers, but I just want to see what he says before deciding to any nuclear option. So this is the open just, yeah, I will kill myself, like, because of the humiliation.
Amazing.
How many of Daytiny's commentary fanboys remain, or did they all jump ship?
Destiny's always been hated, in like at least when it comes to the audience. You know, I don't think the audience has ever really liked him.
Yeah.
So anyway, Kyla says, can I share this with Steven? He communicated to me. He knows he fucked up and there is no excuse at all and doesn't know what he can do for you to make it up. I'm trying to bridge between to help him understand what would make you feel that he understood he was wrong and should never do this again. Or better, what can I share with him? She says, you can share this with and anything you want with them. I felt like when we talked, you really understood where I was coming from and can hopefully explain this better than I can. Kyla says, gotcha. Thanks for not sugarcoating anything about where you're at. I think what we talked about as what you needed is help removing the video from online, getting the guy who hacked charge, a sense that Steven understands how in the wrong he was, and a plan to prevent this from ever happening again. I can think of a plan. It's pretty fucking easy, actually. Just don't send your fucking nudes to strangers.
Yeah. I don't think, even if this somehow magically worked out, where it worked out behind the scenes and everything, Destiny's not going to be like, wow, that was a close one. He actually probably will think it was a close one, but that will get him off.
Right.
Actually, that will actually,
Yeah, this has been a
like
great
that.
thrill for him, dude.
Yeah, this is amazing.
2025 is the year of the humiliation kink, apparently.
Yeah, genuinely.
So she says, is that what you need? Pixie says, yeah, the only problem is number 3, because even with removal of the video and getting the guy hacked charged, Steven has to face consequences proportional to his actions. I want this to be the most expensive mistake of his life, and I'm essentially asking him to self-punish himself in a way I don't think he will like or agree to without the law involved. I don't have a dollar amount from the top of my head. It just has to be enough for the rest of his life. If he thinks the word nude, he associates it with the amount of money he lost. Obviously, I don't want to make him destitute, but it should be large enough that he does feel upset about it, and it is not easily recoverable. So, and then Kyla says, okay, so that is what you want to pursue. It wasn't clear to me before that this is what you wanted specifically. My understanding was that it was more a sense of rehabilitation and justice. So she's trying to like talk her down.
Yeah.
Really? It's crazy. Which, by the way, this DM, I mean, this seems a lot like fantasy where it's like, this will never happen.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't even know if Destiny would care.
What, that like about...
I don't know. I just don't get
owned?
the sense that this is like the type of, that this would ever happen in the first place, right? Where Destiny's like, I'll give you 90% of my money or something like that, right? It's like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. But I mean, the sentiment definitely makes sense. And immediately you see Kyla just like, you know, I didn't know that's what you wanted, guys.
I thought it was a little bit more chill.
Yeah, okay. Really?
How hard is it to just not be a degenerate Kuma? IT can't be that hard.
Yeah, it actually is that hard, apparently. So let's see right here. Oh yeah, this is the fucking DMs between her and Destiny that I've got up on screen. Pixie says, "Hi, Steven. As my life on this earth comes to a close, I want to ask you to be more careful with the people who place their trust in you in the future. Life is unfair, but you should do your best in preventing that, not contributing to it." Destiny says, "Hold up there. What's up?
What's up, buddy?
What's up, buddy? Hold up." Pixie says, "I'm tired of living life. It's a matter of time until my family discovers what happened, and I feel like there is no way to obtain justice."
This guy needs, like, a Harry Potter scar that sizzles when he thinks of gooning, so he stops. He's like an animal.
It's just deranged. Yeah, it's worse than anything we've ever seen before.
Pixie says, "I don't want to bring a case against you, but I think that you'll continue to send nudes to people even without their consent. Bringing a case against you would mean going public, which is the equivalent of a death sentence for me either way."
Which is a pretty insane message. Going public is a death sentence for me.
So I feel like the best thing to do is for me to kill myself and schedule posts just detailing my feelings on what happened to try to ensure a situation like this doesn't happen again. I'm not going to kill myself at this second. I'm trying to get some things in order before I end everything. But I don't see a future where I survive much longer. It's better to end things sooner rather than later and stop the pain than to let it continue. So she sends that to Destiny, and Destiny responds, "I feel like it's hard for me to give you advice since I'm obviously implicated in everything, but I would still say some of the following things. 1, things die out surprisingly fast. There might be always a couple of random losers online, but people move on to the next thing. Outside of some losers in Kiwi farms and some irrelevant people who will fade away in a year or two, inevitably stuff fades away. There are people who were big online a few years ago that people can barely find traces of anymore. Stefan Molyneux is a good example."
What the fuck? Do we consider her family? Is that something we considered?
I don't think she gives a fuck, right? But this is how Destiny's brain operates, right? Destiny is a true sociopath where I think genuinely stuff, I'm not saying that he doesn't get offended or pissed off or humiliated by stuff, but it does kind of roll back from him because he's just like, whatever, just focus on the next thing, do a bunch of Adderall, hop on stream, and it'll all blow over, right?
Right.
But she's not going to think that way.
Great question. Thank
Amazing.
You. But no, yeah, he's not going to think that way. But also this is kind of telling as to how he views life and how he views relationships, because he doesn't even consider the fact that I guess her family could see this, or if she has siblings or her parents or anything like that. And that might be disgusting to her. Maybe because he is, as he described earlier, so just terribly down low, horrible, just disgusting, degenerate. It doesn't matter if this came out about him. So why would it matter if it came out about her? It'd just be another Kiwi Farms thread, and then we would move on, right?
Right.
That's all it is. It's like, it's nothing deeper than that.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
He says, too, you still have every legal option available to you. You can always pursue stuff, and there is specific civil and criminal protections that even shield your name from being released. You can always do free consultations with litigation firms to check with stuff like that. For obvious reasons, you should take things I'm saying with a grain of salt and pursue and check out all of those things on your own. Number 3, you have accomplished and done a lot of things in the past couple of years. When I met you a few years ago, you were yo-yoing like crazy between ultra-suicidal ideation thoughts and being hung on a weird guy and feeling aimless after getting your college degrees. But you've done a ton of work this year with progressive voice.
There's keeping pics when you break up, keeping them after asked not to, and then there's this. What compels someone to do this?
Derangement.
Sexual perversion.
Oh, look at this fucking DM, though. It's like, what the fuck is this? When I met you, you wanted to kill yourself, but look at all you've done this year. Look at all the hard work you've done with progressive victory or progressive voice. Moved to and survived in Miami all on your own. Branched out into new content areas and made new friends across new communities. It'd be super shitty to not follow through for a couple more years at least and see where you could continue to push things.
He's like, at least try before you kill yourself a couple of years.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
Bro.
Didn't Destiny actually fucking convince... Okay, I don't want to... That might be like an A-log talking point, but I swear there was like a controversy where Destiny... Like, he had a friend that came to him that was suicidal, and Destiny basically gave him like a logical sort of argument of like the pros and cons of killing yourself.
Oh my God.
And then the guy actually ended his life. Didn't this actually happen? I swear this was in like the... his Destiny's Autism video from Naked Ape, which was a flawed video, but it also had a lot of good points in it. I swear I fucking remember this.
That's insane. If that's true, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even know. That's like sociopathic sort of response of like, well, at least give it a few years and see like, materially how many things you can, develop.
Right. Before, if you can get some good material. If it's fucked, then I guess just kill yourself then.
Right.
Figure it out at least.
Great advice, man.
But by the way, before we continue, we hit the goal. Let's go, guys. We hit the goal.
Awesome mood shift. Awesome. Yes, we hit the goal, everybody. Damn. Let's go. Okay. Wow.
Oh my God. Let's go.
Let's fucking get it. You know what you guys get? Another goal.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Holy fucking shit. Dude, I saw that we hit the goal before I was reading on this, like, fucking dark, depressing shit. I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Great timing.
Let's go.
All right, let's get back into this video.
Her friend Straight Raid was colluding to advise Destiny to offer
Nice.
to help her financially as penance to stave off her threats of self-harm. A situation that would obviously be a reputational disaster for Destiny. Note, Straight Raid has also explicitly said that she did not consider the situation serious enough to warrant a wellness check.
What does Mr. Girl have to say about all this?
Well, apparently he was on J-Stock last night debating with Dan, so it might be worth it to take a look there.
Yep.
As revealed in earlier DMs between Pixie and Destiny prior to this conversation with Not So Erudite, Pixie and her friend Straight Raid had used the specter of her impending suicide to alarm Destiny enough that he would be receptive to suggestions of financial compensation. Apparently, Pixie was hopeful from the beginning that she could get as much as a $1 million payout from Destiny, which Straight Raid had to repeatedly talk her down from. The condition of this financial compensation is, of course, Pixie's continued silence. This would seem to imply that Pixie's decision to not go public is not because she is afraid of the repercussions, or else she wouldn't be threatening Destiny directly with legal action or public denunciations, but because she wants to profit personally off of extorting Destiny, who also, it must be remembered, is a victim of revenge porn. Destiny may be the one responsible for the leaker having the images in the first place, but he shared them recklessly, not maliciously. And of course, he has endured public humiliation as well for this. Destiny's close friend and podcast co-host...
Does it matter if you share something recklessly versus maliciously?
Well,
Does that matter
legally
in the
doesn't,
law?
according to like the source that President Sunday cited earlier, right?
Like, okay, for example, like let's just say instead if sending this around in DMs, he did it like on an alt Twitter account or something. Like someone replied to a post, he makes some post, he's like, holy shit, I have such crazy like goon material for you guys. And someone's like, let me see it. And then he posts like a video, not connected to him at all. Maybe even the faces are blurred, but you're just recklessly posting it, not out of revenge. Isn't that like the same?
Yeah.
Is there really a difference there? I don't know. That's what, like legally, is there a difference there?
I don't think so. I don't know. We're seeing here, somebody says this is obviously impetus to release this. Yeah, exactly. I think Sunday was just basically just fed up with the Pixie for staying silent and potentially going with the hush money offer. So he just say, you know what, fuck you, bitch. You're not doing the right thing. Like, I'm going to just come out and tell the story right here.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank
Get
you.
Bo Blacks in the call or
Yeah, let's bring Bo Blacks, Mr. Girl. Let's bring on the original panel, you know, Glink,
Oh my gosh.
all these
Glink.
people.
Dude.
Let's bring them on.
amazing.
Saltman, the CEO of Redact, had also reportedly gone behind Destiny's back to advise Pixie to make financial demands of Destiny as well as to ask her to dissuade Destiny from taking legal action against Kiwi Farms for hosting the leaks. Pixie has since said nothing publicly. There has been no evidence of legal proceedings being pursued, and she has seemingly ceased communications with the people she was previously working with, instead posting on X about taking the LSAT in pursuit of law school. It appears as though her attempt to extort Destiny has probably paid off, albeit at the expense of every other person Destiny has victimized in the past and will victimize in the future.
Yeah.
And so we can see the circuit completing itself. Destiny seeks out vulnerable women in his community who are enamored by his fame and success. He engages them intimately and records the interactions. Then he hoards these recordings and he shares them with reckless abandon, even occasionally threatening their release if the people in them do something to displease him.
Yeah.
And when finally, the obvious result of recklessly sharing these intimate images with strangers occurs and they are publicly exposed for all to see to the detriment of these people's reputations, mental health, and safety, he is able to buy off his victims and use their purchased silence as moral ammunition to shut down anyone who would try to hold him accountable for what is clearly grossly unethical conduct. Destiny, and the web he has created around himself, is creating victims, and if it is allowed to continue, it will create more. I urge everyone to pay attention and to warn people about the danger they are putting themselves into by engaging with Destiny and his community. These are people who have been handpicked for their willingness to not just remain passive in the wake of intimate and potentially life-ruining abuse, but to also become accomplices in silencing the victims. And the victims are also selected, either for mental illness, allowing them to be easily construed as hysterical
Definitely
or deceptive
that, yeah.
when they complain about their treatment, or for financial vulnerability, allowing them to be easily paid off by Destiny for their silence. Thanks to certain individuals revealing to me the extent to which people are knowingly allowing or even actively taking part in the system of abuse and cover-up, I have realized that by withholding what I know of the situation, I am playing directly into Destiny's game. Someone needs to break the chain, or people are going to continue to be hurt.
Well, I mean, that part I find hard to disagree with there, you know, because it is playing a part of Destiny's game, right? Destiny's put everybody in a situation where they have to be silent, right? Pixie, you know, he's put in that situation. And then the other YouTubers that would potentially cover this are in that situation because they don't want to violate Pixie's trust. So as for a situation like this to break, it did require a whistleblower.
Well, so what he says at the end there is his reason for whistleblowing is he actually doesn't believe that it's Pixie just wanting to keep silent about this and run away from it. He believes it's because she wanted to extort Destiny. So that's why he's justified doing it.
Right.
That's his excuse. He actually is not even partaking in the whole potentially could cause suicide, potentially could cause harm.
Yeah, his argument is that was all bullshit.
That was all
from
bullshit.
The
So
start.
from him, that's why he's justified.
Because she was threatening legal action in DMs prior to that. So he's like, well, you're threatening this, but you don't want to actually do it. So
yeah, even though a lot of her threats were also like, I still want to remain anonymous. I want him to get punished without me having to be public.
Yeah.
That was kind of a sentiment that she expressed pretty much throughout all of her messages, though, I think. I don't think that ever was contradictory.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Overall, what do you think about this video? Because it's like, it's hard for me to like hate this video at all, right?
It's very captivating.
I mean, when it came out,
video.
I was like, yes, yes, like bring it out, like finally, you know. It's not a perfect video, I will say, but again, like he is right in the sense that somebody needed to say something, right?
Yeah, I would assume, yeah, it had to come out eventually. I mean, if it wasn't Pixie herself, then I thought of this thought experiment, right? It's like, let's say we as the community learn about 20 new Destiny rapes like every week, right? All 20 of them say, I don't want to come out though, fuck it. Next week, 20 new Destiny rapes come out. All of them are like, I don't want to come out. Next week, 20 new Destiny rapes come out.
Yeah, how many times does this have to happen before we just say, you know what, fuck this, and fuck you victims if you don't want to talk about it,
then
right?
You just talk about it. Like, when is the line supposed to be crossed where you just say, this is obviously going to keep happening, and we can't just say nothing about it. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe this was too early from President Sunday. That could be the criticism.
Right.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm not really sure. I don't even know if it matters at this point, right? I mean, the information needed to come out eventually.
Right.
So if it was too early and if it was like sloppily done in the sense of like his arguments or whatever, right? Or maybe the video was too schizophrenically painted where it was like, he basically I mean, the whole video is basically just attacking the Destiny cabal, which is like a wide umbrella that encaptures a lot of creators that might
they all have different motivations and all have diffent reasons.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very like simplistic way of looking at it, but I don't know. It just feels like nitpicking, to be honest.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at. You said you wanted to take a look at Beckett's video. This is a video that also came out at the same time as President Sunday's video, and Sunday and Beckett were working on their videos together. But Beckett's video has more information, you said.
I believe. I've skimmed it. It looks like it had more DMs or more just like it explains like the timeline of exactly how everything happened. Like this other person, what's her name? Not the Erudite, but the third person involved, like how they're directly involved with it, how they interact with Erudite. Straighter, yeah.
Yeah.
It seems to explain it all like in just like a straight timeline format, and it has like a lot more pictures from when I skimmed it. But that's
okay. Well, we'll take a look at this and see if there's more information here.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into other Destiny content. Let's see what's over here. By the way, the title of this video is Destiny Predator Unmasked.
Yeah, and apparently
fucking go.
He made some joke comment that Mama Max edited this video, and everyone's like, is this real?
Oh, really?
Did Mama Max really edit this?
People fell for that shit. Holy shit.
It does give Mama Max vibes, though.
Yeah.
Those of you who have been following Destiny in his orbit for a while may have started to notice a rift forming.
Destiny can help you with the slandering. I'd rather not.
Okay, LonerBox is, by the way, dating Pixie, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Forming.
Destiny can help you with the slandering. I'd rather not.
In late November, a leak occurred which revealed, shall we say, a lot of Destiny's personal history. There has been massive speculation about the people involved in those leaks, whether the sharing of them was consensual, and people's both public and private reactions to them. What I have for you today is a breakdown of the conversation that occurred between President Sunday and StraighterAid. This includes multiple DM leaks between the parties involved, and conversations of the general strategies being taken. But first, let me explain to you why I'm prepared to release these at all. When I went looking for these DMs, having heard about them on the grapevine from a couple of sources, I'll be honest, what I found was two separate individuals who had received them independently, and for one of them, they were pretty far down the chain. Now, people's level of knowledge involving these leaks is debatable. Though at this point, I will say, of all the people who aren't directly involved in these events, I probably have one of the fullest pictures.
All right.
The story I want to tell you isn't really the story of Destiny. Rather, what I want to display is the machine that exists around him. Because, to be clear, that machine around him is already being exposed.
Hi everyone. So LonerBox has announced that he is quitting YouTube, and he gave a bit of an iffy answer for that. Like he said, it was in part because he was supposedly harassed and smeared by me and Hassan. But I actually found out the real reason just now, and it's that Destiny cucked him. His girlfriend
Jesus, man.
Wow.
Destiny cucked him.
Bad Empanada. I don't even... This guy is nuts. I don't even know like any of this lore behind him. Apparently he's like some serial doxer. He's just like a crazy unhinged obsessed dude.
Yeah, I have no idea.
That might be true though. I mean, I guess. It depends on when Destiny and Pixie had their thing.
Yeah, hooked up.
I don't even know.
Before or after.
I was not expecting it to go there. Okay.
Reason just now.
I should have known when this guy was on the fucking screen.
I was going to say, I like how he also doesn't consider the revenge porn aspect. Like maybe LonerBox quit the community because of the revenge porn.
Yeah.
No, it's because he cucked him.
Holy shit.
It's that Destiny cucked him. His girlfriend cheated on him with Destiny.
And this drip feed of information is causing so much speculation from everybody that regardless of what anybody's original intentions were, it has created more of an air of mystery, speculation, and interest than was ever needed. On November the 29th, 2024, President Sunday would reach out to StraighterAid regarding the Destiny leaks and ask her to check in on Pixie, as even at that point, people were beginning to speculate that it was her in the images. They then begin discussing the situation and how best to move forward with informing Pixie, which leads to an hour-long call in which Sunday provides further context around the leaks themselves and other people Destiny may have been involved with. This also includes a conversation between Lav and Pixie, which occurred during the Mr. Girl saga, where Pixie denied sleeping with Destiny.
Oh wow, so this actually goes deep. This was the, we saw this a little bit in President Sunday's video. Why would you lie about me sleeping with Steven? You're disgusting, you're enabling a male abuser. Have fun. I still don't understand how he abused you. And it's because you're fucking stupid. Great conversation.
Blocked.
Awesome.
When confronted by Lav.
I just can't believe that the the Mr. Girl narrative, by the way, in his article about Destiny runs like a cabal of abuse or whatever, is now mainstream.
Yeah, it's the normie take.
And I'm not even saying that to say that Mr. Girl's article was good, because it was like all over the fucking place. Wasn't it like 100,000 words?
Yeah, it was insane. I mean, it was just unreadable.
Yeah, it was unhinged. It was unreadable, and there was a lot of bullshit in there. But the overall schizophrenic thesis was actually just 2 years ahead of its time.
Yeah.
It just came out too early.
And this also shows President Sunday's like involvement in this, which is interesting. He's been doing it since November, like 3 months ago, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
He's been talking to StraighterAid directly.
So yeah, with the same day that the leaks dropped, like within an hour.
Yeah.
Pixie would then go private, much to the frustration of both Sunday and StraighterAid, both of them realizing that in some ways this was just a confirmation that it was indeed her to those who were speculating. Outside of these two, the wider rumor mill was obviously already spinning, with people reaching out to see what information or opinions other people had. There's obviously the additional factor of speculation regarding what other communities may know or be referring to when they're coming across general memes or comments. These conversations would continue for several days while they discussed the reactions from the wider community and online discourse. Picking back up on December 4th, President Sunday becomes concerned with Pixie's approach and tactics, noting that that's like every wrong decision she could make, now it's content. The concern generally being that this was only reinforcing people's opinions that she was the one in the leaks, and driving people to investigate deeper, Straighter Aid.
Yeah, because she did go into like Discords and stuff and complain about it or something, right? That's what he's basically saying here, is that like her going around and being like, holy shit, this is terrible, the leaks are terrible, is
the Mr. Girl rap.
Is nice. Is telling people that she's involved.
Right.
I think that's what Beckett's
Well, yeah, I mean,
here.
I don't know how many people she told, but obviously she told, I think a lot of people in ChudLogic's community, right? Or,
Yes.
well, I don't want to say that. Like, again, I don't know. But I do know at least Chud knew about it.
She went
right?
in a spicy chat, is what these pictures are saying. That she went in a spicy chat and said something. I mean, I guess you could
Isn't
go
that
back
Chud's
to
open VC?
I don't know. I think so. It's this screenshot where there's all the messages of spicy chat or whatever.
Well, then I kind of sympathize with Sunday then, because it's like, well, why not talk about this shit then if you're already going around? I mean, this was being discussed around in private to like a bunch of fucking people. This
is the picture, I guess. So, I mean, is this what it is? I don't know.
Is this Chud's? Yeah, spicy chat. It's all MC, which by the way, this is like a public chat. I know you need like a role to get into this or whatever, right? But this is basically Chud's like semi-private, not private community of just a bunch of shitters from the community or something, right? So, and
but
she
this
was
doesn't
just
really look like it means anything. She's saying, thank you for conceding. The things you guys say about me and the way you guys talk about me literally make me suicidal. I'm not joking. Do you think I haven't read the messages you sent before this one? Yeah, right. I don't need you guys to feel bad for me. I need you guys to stop acting like low IQ children. Is this because people were talking about her in the leaks? Is that the context of this?
Yeah, I guess. And she was getting mad and
she was like
yelling at
you guys.
them.
You're all low IQ fucking children or something.
Which is just the worst move to play here. Yeah.
The concern,
and so I guess him saying now it's content is because like she's blabbing
and making it content,
right? And it's going to turn into something that goes public too soon. I guess is what it's going on.
Okay,
here.
yeah.
generally being that this was only reinforcing people's opinions that she was the one in the leaks, and driving people to investigate deeper. Straighter Aid would describe this as Sunday preaching to the choir. Importantly, it was around this time that Not So Erudite would reach out to Straighter Aid. She asked how Pixie is doing, but then she asked if Pixie knew he took the video and if she consented to it being shared. I don't know why she'd even ask me that. My answer could be no on both counts, and she would not change a thing, lol. It's quite obvious that in the opinions of both Straighter Aid and Sunday, that Not So Erudite would be asking these things not out of concern for Pixie, but out of concern for Destiny.
Yeah.
With a general feeling
Obviously.
that regardless of what the answer was, Kyla's position wouldn't change a dot. Straighter Aid does also confirm that Pixie was aware of the recording at least existing, and that it had not been created without her knowledge. The conversation moves off this topic once again at this point, to the wider subject of Hassan and the Twitch war that was occurring at the time.
Dude, I forgot that the Twitch war was going on like a month before all this shit happened. That is crazy. Crazy ass karma. Is it karma? I don't even know. Like they went to war with like the Twitch CEO, Dan Clancy, Hassan, try to pull all of Twitch's advertising. I mean, Dan went like hard as fuck, you know, creating like all these like smear websites
and like emailing, like explaining everyone how to like, here's how you fuck over the ads for Twitch.
Making tutorials on how to like sabotage Twitch, like sending it to the media and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And then like a month later, they're in their own PR scandal. What the fuck?
Yeah, I think at one point Dan even lied. He was like, I never said that Israeli users were getting banned off the platforms or something.
What?
And then Destiny on the podcast like pulled it up an email that was just like, Israeli users are being banned in mass or something. It was like, okay, nice one, Dan. Good job.
Man.
So it would come up again around the 1st when Straighter Aid brings up Fairy Queen leaving a comment on Kyla's most recent video. Erudite seemingly had been in contact with Fairy Queen asking her to take this comment down, or at least a section of it. Though it is worth noting that Erudite is openly talking about being in contact with the victims of the leaks, and noting concern for them as the primary reason for its removal. As I'd like to do as little editorializing as possible here, I'll let it pass without much comment.
Wait, so that was cut in a different order than President Sunday presented. So it's actually, Kyla says, hey, Fairy Queen. Fairy Queen asks 3 questions. Do you acknowledge that Molina is claiming Steven shared those videos without her consent? Have you confronted Steven privately? Will you disassociate from him for sharing another woman's sex tapes without her consent? She just says, gotcha, I'm not an extension of Steven, you're not a feminist, blocked.
Wow.
Which this, again, maybe this would be a take you can have, obviously for financially tied to him, if you weren't communicating with the victim.
Right.
You're talking to the victim. You actually are an extension of Steven in this circumstance based on the way you're acting.
No, she's 100% playing that role. So what is she getting mad about?
So
like, I'm not an extension of Steven, as she's like working directly to serve as the primary communicator between Pixie and Steven.
Yes.
What?
I mean, right? I mean, that's what I'm seeing here. It's like, how are you upset?
Dude, this is insane.
Yeah.
I would like to point out at this point.
And by the way, look at the date of this, too. This happened on December 31st, by the way.
Oh, my gosh.
This is recent as shit.
Yeah.
That the leaks themselves and the silence around them had become such a fascinating topic that even Wick TV seems to recognize that this is obviously becoming a content item in and of itself.
Keep that in mind. It's an interesting question.
Dude, this clip.
Symposium Brain for $20 says Molina recently confirmed that the sex tapes leaked by Destiny's former
Jesus Christ.
girl were shared by Destiny without her
Nice.
consent.
Good one. Nice.
Coping.
She has no legal reason.
Coping.
I've got a whole bunch of super
Loser.
chats for you. Wick, ready?
Loser.
Okay.
Revenge pornographer, loser, degenerate.
Did you not?
Wick.
Okay.
Fuck
fair
you.
enough.
Wick is a stinky butt. I think that's
Wait, what? That was such a fail from Destiny. He's like, I got a bunch of super chats for you, Wick. Just completely dead silent, dead
Yeah.
air. What
Loser,
the fuck?
pathetic loser. Fuck that guy.
What the hell is going on?
#1 super chat.
At this point, Straight Raid accuses Kyla of being snaky about this to President Sunday, explaining that Pixie and Kyla have been in contact, with Not So Erudite acting as a kind of liaison. It's also revealed that Dan reached out to Pixie as well. And from what Straight Raid had heard, Dan encouraged Pixie to ask Destiny for a reasonable amount of money, as well as trying to get Pixie to persuade Steven not to sue Kiwi Farms. Straight Raid would then provide Sunday with the DMs between Not So Erudite and...
So what is the relationship between Destiny and Dan? Because, I mean, it seems kind of like Dan's going against Destiny's back, which would be the correct thing to do while they're doing the show together. Like, is Destiny aware of this communication? Is Destiny fine with Dan saying this, and Dan's just saying that to not look like a total asshole sweeping for his friend? Like, is this all like a coordinated sweep to not look like a sweep? Like, what is the dynamic between Destiny and Dan?
I have no idea.
They got to be close, right?
I would assume.
I'm sorry, but Twitch got what it deserved.
Potentially. I don't know. I thought it got a little bit too much.
It's a little bit extra.
Yeah,
The
they were like
initial shit was-
doxing like Twitch's like employees and like they're showing their children. Like I thought the whole Twitch campaign, it started very funny and it quickly got very not funny. Like pretty soon after it launched, I was kind of like, okay, this is. I don't even know. Like it doesn't even feel good to like cheer against Hassan anymore. Like
Yeah.
it's just weird now.
It's too much.
and Pixie, and notes Pixie's original desire for a payout somewhere in the region of $1 million.
Yeah, people are saying it. Yeah,
So
you nailed it over, right? Yeah, so Dan telling her like, oh, take a large amount of money from Destiny's pocket and sue Destiny or something. Here's some lawyers or whatever, right? That's conversation that Destiny is okay with Dan, taking part in, so that Dan doesn't look like, because Dan's not as dumb as Erudite, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just like a fake conversation, basically.
Take you through the conversation between Not So Erudite and Pixie. Pixie, in blue, begins by reaching out to NSE asking whether she's had a chance to talk to Steven yet. NSE responds by asking if there's anything Pixie hopes was brought up. Pixie then explains that depending on how that conversation goes depends on what her next course of action will be. Particularly based on whether Destiny feels like he needs to make up or repent for his actions. Timeline-wise, Pixie had already spoken to Destiny in what was
This is
essentially
censored in this, but we read this earlier.
Right,
The
it's basically a
uncensored
suicide
version.
note.
Yeah.
a brief exchange of DMs.
Oh, I think this is a new one that that wasn't part of it.
Oh, what is this? This feels super lame, and I don't at all want to imply that somehow just giving you money helps anything go away or fixes everything for you. But if you have bills or owe money on anything or have any financial stuff I can help you with, I can at the very least chip in and help out with any of that. So it's at least one less thing you have to worry about or stress over while you're worrying about getting through this. So again, and Destiny, it's very strange. Like he thinks like money can just like buy him out of
Pay people
anything.
off, yeah.
Yeah.
Pixie would also assure Not So Erudite that she was not a danger to herself at this time. Though a constant theme in Pixie's communications is this potential underlying
The Destiny
risk
impression.
that she may do damage to herself. Not So Erudite asks whether she can share this with Destiny, to which Pixie agrees, citing the fact she doesn't feel like he really understands her perspective, and it may be better coming from Not So Erudite. Not So Erudite pushes a little harder to work out exactly what it is that Pixie wants. She lists
Ico Rules in chat says, I don't think Dan was saying to sue Destiny. I think he was suggesting in general and including going after the hacker on Kiwi Farms. Well, didn't President Sunday say that Dan was trying to talk like Pixie or Steven. It's very confusingly worded. Like he was trying to talk somebody out of suing Kiwi Farms, not towards suing Kiwi Farms.
I think this Straighterade person there was some involvement with this Straighterade.
Somebody wants to sue Kiwi Farms.
Yeah,
it's very convoluted. So yeah, forgive me if I'm not able to keep track with all the names here. But yeah, this is all fucked.
What she thinks are her goals: help removing the video from online, getting the guy who.
And by the way, nobody can sue Kiwi Farms for hosting this. They're not hosting it. This isn't like Kiwi Farms. The website is like. It's a user on the site. Kiwi Farms is a social media platform, basically, or like a forum is more accurate. But
well, I guess like what the argument is that they should delete it, but then what? They just post it again and then go to a VPN and post it again, or if they post it on Twitter, or they post it somewhere else. I mean, I don't know.
There was no evidence of Dan involvement.
Dan involvement with what though? I mean, he's obviously involved to some extent.
Well, he admitted to it on Tom's stream that he was talking to her, but he says his involvement was not the way President Sunday framed it.
Mm-hmm.
Is what he says.
We're going to play that right after this video.
Yeah.
Hacked charged. A sense that Steven understands how in the wrong he was and plans to prevent this from ever happening in the future. Here, Pixie clarifies. What she wants is for this to be the most expensive mistake.
Am I the only one who feels like Sunday wanted her to cancel her subscription to Life so he could cover it?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he almost says that,
in the
sort of. I mean,
Nick.
I don't want to take him totally out of context there, but like he almost says like in the clip that I played earlier, like from the deleted clip from the Diorio call, where he's like, I mean, at least if she died, it would all get out there and Destiny would be over.
Yeah, it's like if anything happened to Pixie,
yeah,
he would be fucked.
Oh, man.
Stake of his.
It's just so fucked, man.
He gave her a lawyer and that's it, other than talking her down and all that other stuff. Supposedly it's a third party.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll hear from Dan himself when we play
Tom's call.
Yeah, Tom's call.
Life. She doesn't list a dollar amount.
By the way, I do want to play Mr. Girl and Dan's conversation.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yeah. I don't know if like anyone has like the timestamp for that. It's going to be on Kick because I think JStalk is banned from YouTube.
Yeah.
So we need to pull that up.
If someone has it.
She want to make him destitute, but it should not be easily recoverable. NSC responds, my understanding was it was more a sense of rehabilitation and justice. But you have a specific thing you want now, which is for him to lose a certain amount of money. Pixie responds that she feels that unless he faces actual repercussions, he will never change. Also noting that this money can be given to charity. Not so Erudite, seemingly unsure what to do with the conversation at this point, says she'll have to talk to Steven, as this request for money isn't what she was expecting. With Pixie then responding that what she's looking for is a general acceptance from Steven that he understands this as a potential course of action to rectify the situation, as she views this as a potential penance, which is essential, in her view, to the rehabilitation process. She goes on to explain that if Steven agrees, then great, that's an agreed course of action. But if not, then she will have to go through the court system to, as she puts it, figure this out. She goes on to note that Destiny has already alluded in DMs with her previously to financial compensation, though her concern is that he doesn't really understand the level of proportionality she is expecting from him. Kyla would then respond to tidy up the language. As in her view,
of course,
it's not about punishment, it's about making sure that he is genuinely remorseful and changing his behavior.
Dude, what the fuck?
He's
How?
an innocent little boy. He just needs
Why
to
would he
learn.
change his behavior if he's already been doing this for like the last decade?
Yeah, and he has faced no consequences for it at all so far.
No. What reason would he have to change his behavior?
Ugh.
Does this red pill Pixie, or does she remain a true believer willing to suck down more bread tubes' yeasty remains?
Wow. Will she get red pilled from this? That's the
She's
real
gonna be like, MAGA 2025.
Yeah,
fuck
MAGA,
this.
let's go.
As she goes on to further clarify Pixie's position, with Pixie agreeing to the general gist. They go back and forth.
Yeah,
with,
lol, he's gonna change in his 40s. Yeah, that's what someone says in the chat.
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly. It's not like he's like a little boy. It's not like he's like 17 years old and he's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I fucked up majorly here.
No, again, like as I said earlier when we were watching President Sunday, if that one time that happened with the StarCraft girl, whatever, 15 years ago was it, it's like, I mean, it's obviously still terrible, but you can rehabilitate from that. But
Yeah.
he's not. He's the same person, if actually probably worse now. So
Kyla clarifying that you're not making me sad, other than like, I'm obviously sad my friend is hurting and was hurt by our other friend. Pixie makes a final clarification that Destiny needs to understand the severity of the situation, and that paying some bills, which is a reference to her previous conversation with Destiny, isn't enough. With a final clarifier from Kyla that, I think he was worried you would feel he's paying you for your silence, but did want to help but didn't want to overstep. I think he is offering a lot more than you read it, but I totally understand why you read it that way.
And she's like speaking for him so like clearly here to paint Steven as like
the good guy.
He really wants to help you out. He really feels fucked up over this. Like he really is like, you know, trust me on this one, right?
Yeah.
And it's better for Pixie to hear that from another woman, Kyla. That's why that's why strategically she's the one in this position, right? Dan's not the one talking to her. You know, Dan's not the one, or Destiny himself even, right? They're not the ones like confronting her. They send Kyla out, another woman, to talk the other woman down, right?
Yeah.
I mean, am I crazy to say that this isn't intentional?
No, it's 100% intentional. That's why there's more of a criticism towards Kyla for keeping this quiet, because the incentive around it is completely different.
She's playing like a totally pivotal role here.
Yeah, versus just any other person involved who is keeping it quiet, aka not having justification to speak out yet.
Yeah, so the misgift situation. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Back in the conversation between Streamline and Sunday, Streamline notes that Pixie was discouraged by the lawyer she was talking to from pursuing this against Steven, and this had moved Pixie to wanting to go public as she didn't feel confident in any form of legal justice. Sunday goes on to reinforce that Pixie does likely have a legal route open to her, and provides further information which Straighter Aid is to pass on to Pixie for her to consider. Sunday would then go on to ask whether there have been further conversations between Pixie and Kyla that he's not aware of.
Holy shit, I just looked in the chat. That's an insane message. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Okay, dude.
You read that?
I just read that. That's fucking
I just like glanced over the chat for like 1 second. I'm like, holy shit.
Between Pixie and Steven. These DMs, to put it simply, are Pixie confronting Steven and saying that she was going to write a note, making it clear what happened and what her feelings were, while emphasizing Steven's contribution to her current state of mind. Destiny then goes on to reassure her that she has a lot of life ahead of her, and that these leaks would pass given time. Finally, Destiny makes an offer that if she requires any help with any bills or anything, then to let him know so he can provide assistance, and it's one less thing for her to concern herself with. Straighter Aid goes on to share some DMs from Pixie in which she laments the difficulty a legal case would present, at one point suggesting that in frustration she may get the same lawyer who works for Kiwi Farms. Conversation between Straighter Aid and Sunday once again returns to the general topic of the leaks. For several days,
Feel bad for Pixie, but this just confirms everything I thought about Destiny.
Yep.
He thought he was untouchable. He should never be respected again.
No, I don't know how he even will be.
I mean, I see this guy as like below Boblax when it comes to legitimacy.
Oh, by far.
Like,
dude.
and I already don't respect Boblax for everything he's done. It's like this guy's like not even close.
Yeah, not even fucking close. I mean, the thing is, like, Boblax isn't wielding this giant autistic power structure, right?
Yeah.
Boblax isn't like harming. He isn't really harming anyone at all, other than himself.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I guess harming other people by lying to them.
Yeah. I'm making the point as in like respecting him. Like I have no respect for Boblax. I have more respect for Boblax than I do Destiny.
Yeah. In his Maya's Keef coverage, he completely stumped on Mitch and Miz, sending Maya to talk to Adriana just to then do the same himself.
Oh yeah, that's true. Remember, Destiny was like the primary coverer of the Mizkiv drama, and he completely called that accurately, right?
Yeah.
Sending Maya to talk to Adriana.
Oh,
and
yeah,
while
yeah.
he's doing the same thing.
No, yeah, that's
sending
actually true.
fucking Kyla to talk to Pixie.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
Yep.
Wow.
Until the 8th of January, where Straighter Aid would share a copy of Pixie's statement regarding these leaks, in which she states that the sharing of these images was non-consensual.
Somebody says Boblax W back in the house. Yeah, it's like the tipster effect, you know? Now that Destiny's the bigger asshole, now we bring Boblax back as like the epic own. Come back, Boblax, stomp on it. Boblax comes on stream and calls him like a slur or something.
Tell us how Destiny's Vivo, Boblax.
And he does his like hour-long, month-long victory lap.
Yeah, where every day he's just like, every time Destiny does something, he just owns him.
All right, run the script. Another Boblax W. Every time Boblax tweets like the most obvious take about Destiny, we're just like, holy shit, Bo Black's just destroying
He
him.
just has to call into the show and say the F slur on a call before he leaves, and everyone will like cheer.
Exactly,
and
just drop a tactical slur.
Yeah.
Consensual. And to her knowledge, she is the third person this has happened.
The funny part is, if this Destiny cancellation happened like a year later, that could have happened. It's just too soon now.
Yeah, it's too soon. Like, Bo Black's got fucked like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. Like
can't.
the OnlyFans stuff was like a week ago, right? So we can't run that yet. He's too gross still.
Yeah,
he's too radioactive.
Too fresh on the mind. Where it's like
yeah.
horrible.
If this had happened like a year later, he would have had his lucky break where he's like, "All right, guys, I'm back in commentary.
I was
again.
right.
I'm cool now."
Happened to. The timeline she provides is that this encounter occurred fairly early on in her online career. She also cites how she would pursue him in court, and that this would be a civil action. As this was clearly prepared for publication, she also notes her GoFundMe, and the fact that such a case would cost money and would need wider public support. She also, at least to some degree, verifies Straight Raid's earlier comments regarding Dan Saltzman, noting, "I have been told by a variety of people to not go public, most notably Destiny's anti-Twitch crusader, Dan Saltzman." Finally, she leaves off noting that Destiny has violated federal law in his transgressions against me. He has violated my consent and is directly responsible for the sexual abuse I have received. When pressed on the release schedule of this statement, Straight Raid shares a DM between herself and Pixie, where Pixie clarifies that she wants to talk to her lawyer first and send a demand letter. And based on his response to said letter...
So this is basically saying that there was a statement Pixie already had written up on the 8th where she was ready to post it.
Well, doesn't that just confirm what Sunday was saying, where it's like, was this bitch really going to kill herself if I released this, right? If she was already like taking active steps to pursue legal action against Destiny.
Yeah, and writing up statements and such. But I don't know if the whole thing of all these statements are being read still with the, and I kill myself and then I release it. But if you have a lawyer, if you're working with a lawyer, that implies you're not going to kill yourself, right? Because you're pursuing legal action.
Yeah.
Why would you even need a lawyer if you're going to just...
Yeah, I mean, the more I watch this, the more it's like the less I feel any sort of aggression towards Sunday.
Well, because we're learning more about the story. Again, I mean, to be fair, all we know about the story was like the call, like, I mean, a couple, like 1 or 2 screenshots that we saw, completely unrelated.
Yeah.
But this is really painting out a full picture.
I was never shown this.
I know, yeah. I
was never shown this.
We're watching it live for the first time, so it's like, I mean, I understand more of the position where it's like, is there really a threat of this girl killing herself, or is this just like the biggest like gay op ever, where she's like working with him but threatening suicide but not really, but trying to get a lawyer but not really, and you're just fuck this, get it out there.
It's making me more sympathetic to his position, right?
Right.
I originally wanted to do it by next week, but seems unlikely. On January the 10th, President Sunday would approach Straight Raid asking if there was any updates on the situation. She responded that she hadn't heard anything else, and she speculates that Pixie at this point may be annoyed with her and just simply ignoring the messages. Though she assures Sunday that had Pixie taken the payoff, she would have been informed. It would then be on the 16th of January where Straight Raid would...
I like the idea of having some young person who's been trained up to be the ultimate little pleasure servant. He said this to Rose, the implication. I was shocked no one spoke about it.
Wait a minute, what now?
I guess this donator's saying that Destiny was like grooming this 19-year-old into being like the perfect slut or something. Is that what this?
I didn't read too much of the DMs between Destiny and Rose. Actually, I think I did like when they first came out, but I don't remember seeing that. That's fucking that's disgusting. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Destiny said that?
This is actually a blow to Hassan because now he can't use Destiny as a scapegoat every time he makes a small brain take.
Does he do that? I never heard that.
I don't know. Does he?
Is he just like, oh, Destiny told me that or something?
Yeah. I'm not sure if he does that or not. Dude, in the leaks, he did say that, yeah. Oh, he was grooming Rose into being like his perfect slave or something. I mean, that sounds like the type of degeneracy I would expect from...
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. It's fucking horrible.
Once again, reach out to Sunday, asking him whether he was aware of LonerBox's stream.
Poor Augie. He came back to the internet to find the house on fire. Augie, don't let Destiny and his orbiters into the house at all.
No, this is not a poor Augie. I love this, okay? Because I have no attachment to Destiny. I haven't liked Destiny for years. I mean, can I just say, like, again, like I said at the beginning of the stream, Destiny fell off, okay? His content is fucking ass now. It's just only political stuff, right? And I know that's, oh, what do you mean Destiny's only political stuff? He's always only done that, right? No, I mean, he used to do all kinds of content, like just general discussions about like life, but mainly his drama content, which I actually thought was pretty interesting. And I thought anytime he ever covered drama, he did it like extremely well, and it was very entertaining, especially when he'd get people onto calls with him and talk to him about it. I mean, his coverage on Mizkif and the Pokimane stuff from way back in 2021 was all just like S-tier content. That's why I like Destiny, right? It was just because he made good-ass content. He hasn't made good content, at least in my opinion, in years. It's all just like, you know, political stuff, which I guess is his main wheelhouse, obviously. So maybe complaining about that is retarded. But like, I don't know. Just in any of his content that was just focused on like the Twitch community and stuff like that, I thought was spot on.
Right.
But yeah, that was a long time ago. The Vivance changed him. Yeah, I don't know. A lot changed him, I think. Or maybe he was always this way. I will say, I mean, he was always this way, but like Destiny like has become way more unhinged and just like bitter and angry than I remember him being. He's just more like pissed off now. You know?
I think that's fair.
Which LonerBox stated his intention to take a break from streaming, but more importantly, alluded to what happened.
It's a little bit frustrating that the psycho smear campaign against me has kind of succeeded, and it's basically all because of Hassan being willing to platform it. Which is very annoying that you basically have to like suffer the consequences of someone else's stupidity, but is what it is. Someone else's failures as a human being, but
so is this what Bad Empanada saw, and he was like, it's actually not because of Hassan, it's because Destiny cocked him.
Yeah, Bad Empanada saw this or whatever. I've seen this clip shared around a lot on Twitter, or a lot of like people that were anti Ethan Klein or people that are anti Destiny own the fuck out of LonerBox because they're like, wow, like Hassan, like you've been harassing him for years, but then he responds once and now you quit the internet. Like, fuck you, you fucking pussy. Like, I've seen a lot of people go after this guy.
Yeah.
Dead.
Destiny will 100% be fine. The political ideology of Trump bad outweighs any crime he could do, so viewers won't leave. Vosh had lowly and is live with 11k viewers RN. Destiny just has to stream.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that, right? Like, that is the number one DGG cope, which is that, you know, we just elected a fucking rapist into office. Like, who cares what Destiny did? If you care about this, you're falling for the conservative trap. You know, this is all like a psyop from conservatives to demonize Destiny and prevent him from, you know, spreading his liberal ideology.
Yeah, but I will say one thing, the difference is that Vosh, to my knowledge, isn't trying to make a genuine political and media career outside of being a retard on the internet.
He's just streaming to like his Gooner.
He streams to his Gooner audience. And Destiny can do the same thing, but to my understanding, he's trying to get real political power and real political influence and have genuine people on his podcast.
Well, yeah, Vosh doesn't even debate people anymore. Nobody outside of Vosh's own community knows about him, talks about him, gives a fuck about him, remembers him.
Yeah.
Vosh has been totally out of the circuit, honestly, even before the fucking Lolly leaks happened, but that kind of solidified Vosh as like, anytime Vosh steps out of his comfort zone, which is his own channel, his own hug box, he's just going to get mauled. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's going to get completely destroyed. And now Destiny's going to have to face the same thing where it's like, I mean, Destiny's making new enemies every day. You know what I mean? All of his enemies just have like so much ridiculous dirt on him. I mean, he's basically a criminal now.
Yeah. I mean,
you know?
Again, yeah, it's just insane.
So you just have to deal with that, which is going to be difficult for people to take him seriously outside. I mean, imagine Destiny, the fucking revenge pornographer criminal on Lex Friedman, expecting to be taken as seriously as you know, Finkelstein or whatever, he's debating.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just going to look like a joke to anyone that's a normal person.
It's horrible.
Wanted to ask, what's your opinion on H3?
H3, he's not as cringe as he used to be. But he still misses from time to time. I have a very neutral take on H3. I don't really like Diorio loves him. I don't love him, but I don't really hate him. You know, I do think he's kind of just eating a lot of the consequences of his psycho audience that he's been farming for years. So I don't really feel any sympathy for the crazy people he has to deal with, but it's kind of funny occasionally when he dunks in them.
Yeah.
Apparently his content nuke on Hassan comes out, so we'll see that, but
yeah.
Let's
before we continue though, real quick, we hit the goal, guys. Let's go.
Shit, we hit the goal, dude. We hit the fucking goal.
Chad. Let's go, Chad.
Dude,
W's.
I love hitting the goal. I love hitting the goal so much.
W's in the chat for the goal. Thank you, guys.
I love that. Guess what, guys? Guess what you guys get? Another fucking goal.
Another fucking goal. Let's go. Okay,
let's fucking go. All right, let's keep watching.
That's not why I'm taking a break. That's just annoying. And it's something that I'll probably be able to work around by myself.
President Trump won.
Let's go. President Trump won.
Quarantine sin.
Is that really Mr. I always assume that it is, but it's totally probably just some other guy. It's so funny.
Within this live, LonerBox notes his frustrations with Hassan, but points out that the Israel-Palestine discourse and how he's being treated in regard to that content isn't his reason for leaving. The further allusions come when people bring up Destiny to him in his chat.
Oh,
you've got Tiny to back you up. Both, you make quite the team when you're together.
Imagine LonerBox hearing that about him. If he was cucked, imagine somebody in the chat coming to him and just being like, "Don't worry, dude. Your best friend Destiny's there to fight next to your side," and he's just like, "Ugh,
no,
oh,
no." What do you mean stop streaming? I'm not gonna stop like forever. I just need some. It doesn't matter. I just need a bit of a break. What was the catalyst for that decision? Can't really go into detail. It's been a few things.
Oh.
Have you just not been enjoying streaming? I mean, I like streaming. I just there's just a lot of things surrounding the whole thing that's making it.
It's a big giant shit show that I'm in right now.
Yeah, he's just like, there's a fuckload of just crazy shit happening behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It's just making me need to step back for a minute and reassess what I want to do going forward. Is it the IP discourse? Nope.
LonerBox's obvious discomfort around the topic of Destiny led to what I can only describe as a cascading series of events where people began to realize that this once contained story was not going to be contained for much longer. And it has not taken long for even people such as Hassan to start reacting to this news.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so what's interesting is Bad Empanada correct himself. It's not cheating, but that she had denied previously sleeping with him and then was in the leaks. Oh, okay.
What? Wait, Hassan talked about this? I had no idea.
Holy shit.
What the fuck?
She was in the leaks too.
Oh my god, dude. I wish Hassan would just pretend like he's not above covering Destiny drama and just start openly covering the shit on stream. You know what I mean? He always only ever makes like slide comments about Destiny and Destiny's community, but he obviously follows it and knows about.
Well, in his Discord, he talks about it. Like,
yeah, I just wish he would just openly start covering this stuff, like instead of just like touching it a little bit.
Trying to correct himself. It's not cheating, but that she had denied previously sleeping with him and then was in the leaks. Oh, okay. Okay, so that makes a little bit more sense. So Bonerbox starts dating a Destiny Orbiter. The Destiny Orbiter tells Bonerbox, I never had sex with Destiny. And then Destiny, in the endless interest of like trying to fuck, e-girls that are in his DMs, sends his entire library of content that he filmed with his ex-wife, which I'm sure his ex-wife is not fully on board with. I would suspect that if you were Destiny's ex-wife, you probably aren't very happy about like videos of you guys having sex being distributed to random people. Including, many other people. And that person that he sent it to, their friend, I think, leaked all of those videos and made it viral. And one of them was even Destiny, like, sucking a penis. And
but this is a Hassan W.
Why is this clip so good?
Hassan W.
That's where the whole, like, did Destiny suck off Nick Fuentes drama comes from. But ultimately, what ended up happening is, I guess that's when Bonerbox found out that his girlfriend had actually lied to him, maybe. I don't know.
Given the nature...
Holy shit.
Wow, I mean, he just hit the nail on the head. He was just boom, 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 accurate about everything.
Oh, man.
of the developing situation, President Sunday suggests having a call with Straighterade to explain...
All right, guys, Hassan's cool. Sorry.
He's back in the house.
You know what? Nick's gonna sit there and say that Ethan Klein is the best guy in the world now. I'm gonna take the opposite route. I'm gonna be like, I'm Team Hassan.
Yeah, when that video on Ethan Klein drops on Hassan, we're sweeping. we're defending.
I will sweep.
Yeah.
Can I actually psyop Hassan into being cool if he? Because I feel like every clip of Hassan we played on the RFC show has been a Hassan W. Like when he was shooting on Mutahar and he was going after Nux Taku and everything like that. For some reason, I feel like we haven't played a clip of Hassan yet where he sucks.
Well, I mean, obviously the real take is that a broken clock is right twice a day, but we always get the time where he's right twice a day.
Wasn't that all Ethan Klein is doing?
What, that he was a broken clock that's right twice a day?
He just happens to be right a lot because the people that are now his enemies are all total psychopaths.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Let's do it, dude. Let's make Hassan cool again.
Very least, Pixie's involvement is now public discourse. And most pressingly, that the conversation between Pixie and Erudite had leaked to a wide range of people. Sunday, for his part, had been.
So is this here where President Sunday says, "I just talked to Nicholas Diorio. He has the Pixie Erudite messages and he leaked them to me. He had them. He shared them with me. Did you share them with anybody else?"
Yeah, I mean that's a long name. It looks like Nicholas Diorio.
Yeah, and I mean that's.
All right, somebody type over that using the Discord font and see
So-
if it fits. Okay, but yeah, it's probably his Nick Diorio.
Yeah.
For a conversation by another content creator regarding these leaks, as people were beginning to try and work out how much information everyone else was holding. They begin going back and forth, discussing who the leaker of the leaks may be, though honestly, looking through it, it's sort of an elementary question at this point. But we do get one more interesting detail, and that's the fact that Straighterade had been discussing all of this with Destiny throughout this period.
Nice.
In fact,
Of
it was
course.
Straighterade who suggested to Steven compensation. Sunday
Whoa. Okay. All right.
Wow.
Amazing.
But
I
given
mean, I'm sure Destiny was already thinking about that, so because that's kind of how he seems to roll here, right?
Yeah, probably. So it says like President Sunday says you suggested Steven pay for Pixie's law school. Strader said yes, it was a suggestion. The threats worried her, but it was never pressing enough for a wellness check. And then President Sunday says, "Do you understand that this is being seen as you assisting and blackmailing someone?" And this was just 5 days ago.
Yeah.
It was just a couple days before this all came out.
Given that your impulse is to try and find a mole, I'm going to assume that what they said is accurate. You suggested Stephen pay for Pixie's law school. Straighterade responds, "This was one of my few suggestions. I said that she's in a precarious financial situation, that she's not consulted her therapist, and that therapy bills or payments to assist with law school would be money that would be productive to her because it's something to look forward to. She refuses to tell her family, and things were breaking down with Loner, and I felt overwhelmed being one of I don't know how many people she let into a limited support network." What follows in these DMs is essentially Sunday emphasizing the situation to Straighterade. At time of recording, Bad Empanada has come out with a video titled "Destiny is a sex criminal, shared porn of multiple..."
Wait. Bad Empanada beat everyone to the story? It wasn't even Sunday that was the first one to cover it?
Bad Empanada W.
What What did he even talk about in this video? Wait, what?
I guess maybe Copenhagen will make a summary of it.
Oh, yeah.
People without consent.
How did... Wait, so Bad Empanada just broke the news before everyone else, but because nobody follows that freak, nobody knew?
Did he have the screenshots of the DMs?
Yeah, what did he even show?
Or did he just make the other connections that Copenhagen is making where it's like, LonerBox said this, Hassan said this.
It's just like a schizo video or something.
Yeah, where he's like talking about the public stuff.
Yeah.
Spiraling situation is what led to Sunday coming to me. He was aware already that I'd been looking for these DMs, and was aware at the very least of their existence. Because he wanted to provide a fuller context for them, rather than just me releasing them in a tweet, he offered this wider conversation with Straighterade.
Bad Empanada had no proof. He just said whatever he wanted, but he was right. So, yeah.
So he didn't have the screenshots.
He just like connected the dots and was like, this is the story.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
That's what it seems
Hoping
like.
it could help fill in any blanks, along with any outstanding leaks or information which I may not have. I have attempted to present this information with as little bias as possible. I
still don't see Dan.
Well, I don't think Dan's mentioned much in this. Yeah, like we're gonna watch him on Turkey Tom and see what he has to say, and then we're gonna watch his convo. I think with Mr. We'll hit a bunch of stuff, right? We'll obviously have to hit Destiny's response to this whole thing,
And Pixie's statement.
Yeah, and Pixie's statement, and then we'll play a bunch of other stuff. I'll do Dan first, though. Let me see here.
really just want to provide you with a wider context for what has been happening within the DGG machine. I personally never sought out the Destiny leaks. I have now read more of Destiny's Kiwi farm page than I ever wanted to. And while, if I'm being frank, I'm not surprised or stunned or shocked by the leaks. I'm not a Destiny fan and never have been. But I've never hated the guy either. Unfortunately for me, this story is one that is basically impossible to ignore. It has been fascinating watching people dance around this topic. And at least for me, this is the part of the story that I wanted to know about. I'm not an accountability channel. I frankly don't care to be.
So, yeah, I mean, this video, for me, Honestly, I'm not really unsympathetic to Dior's position either, because based on my understanding is he had very little information. It was just like through a source up to us.
Yeah.
And he had very little information, maybe a couple screenshots, and he was under a completely different impression. But it also makes me way more sympathetic to President Sunday's position as to why he felt comfortable ripping the Band-Aid off and going public with it based on all the intel he had.
Yeah.
And that was presented in this video.
Well, I mean, I guess like the one thing you can criticize Sunday for is like just like including Diorio's call in the first place, because Diorio's call was kind of like totally unnecessary for that video to even take place. That was like, okay, I mean,
it made a point that wasn't true and was just kind of owned him for no reason when you had plenty of evidence to make your statement regardless. But again, I mean, yeah, both people obviously had completely different intel. Diorio didn't have the same amount of intel that Sunday had, to my understanding, at least from what I see. So I'm not really unsympathetic to him, but it's making me way more understanding of why Sunday made the decision he did.
Yeah. So this was Destiny's response to the whole thing. Legal arc is beginning in mysterious ways, such wow. So he opens up his his statement with a joke in the title, already off to just a phenomenal start here. And this statement is very interesting. So he says, sometimes in November, extremely sensitive and personal material of mine was leaked. This affected not only me, but many people in my life. I want to be clear, the leak happened without my knowledge, consent, or authorization. I never had an intention for any of these images to be published. I haven't spoken out publicly regarding the situation for a few reasons. One, I'm actively pursuing criminal and civil litigation on these matters against multiple parties. Two, speaking publicly about these materials brings more attention to them, which harms all the victims involved. Three, I've been trying to move on from covering drama content as it has had an increasingly negative impact on my life. So this is the part right here, and I think even Tipster had a great response to this, right? Destiny's now doing the thing that everybody does. It's like a big lolcow gene, where when you're in a lot of drama, you're in a lot of bad press, bad PR, suddenly you decide you don't want to cover drama content anymore. Which again, I don't understand like the correlation here, because I don't think Destiny covering drama content has anything to do with this entire situation coming out there. Tipster says, did I unintentionally inspire everyone to use this excuse when they get into drama? I genuinely wanted to stop drama content and do other things I enjoyed. But every time one of these people finds themselves in some shit, they play this card. Boblax, Muda, and now Destiny. They're all about that drama content when it's profitable, but as soon as they're the ones in the crosshairs, suddenly they're above it. Fucking pathetic. So, harsh words from the tip there, chat. What do you guys think? The Tippy is not done. Tipster's a good dude. Yeah, Tippy is not done collecting those big fat W's. Chat's saying, Hail Robert. Anyway, I just thought that was fucking funny. And number 4, so back to Destiny's response. One person involved has expressed suicidal thoughts in relation to the matter, and I did not want to exacerbate the situation by talking about it publicly. Because there are now multiple parties involved in litigation, it is unlikely I'll be able to answer any questions until pending litigation has been resolved. That said, though I'm limited in what I can say, it is important that people know about my recent communications with and regarding Pixie, someone who I was friends with and collaborated with on multiple occasions. Since the leaks were first circulated, Pixie had stressed to me that keeping things out of the public eye was important to her. So we have some DMs here. Let's see. Whoa, what is this? One last question. You and Keeps are friends, right? Did you know this pinned to Drama Alert? Absolutely not friends, LMA. I don't think he likes me at all. Pixie says, Rip, I was hoping there'd be a way to get that post removed through their own volition, but I guess not, since anything other than that will just be put more in the spotlight. Destiny, you're obviously free to say and do what you want. Okay, so this is just about like Keemstar posting about this on Drama Alert. What is this right here? Let me know when you figure this stuff out with a lawyer. Destiny says, also, if you have any discreet requests or specific things you want/need from me, let me know. You got severely fucked over in this through and absolutely no fault of your own. Okay, and yeah, working to file stuff. Ninja reached out to law firms and we're waiting on responses back for filing police reports and grab court orders and stuff. If you want, I can put you in direct contact with Ninja, or you can message her directly. I don't know who this is, and I don't even know if I'm saying that correctly there. Let's see. I don't want to testify or be named on anything. As far as people ask me, I'm saying it's a lookalike, and I have remarkable differences in my breast to prove it. He says, yeah, okay. I haven't confirmed such denied anything at all publicly and will never do so. And I'll double check with you before anything is mentioned in a police report or court order or anything.
Destiny being a super grody dude who sends random people's sextapes to try to impress a new whore? Color me shocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She says, please don't tell anyone privately either if they ask it's actually me or not. 100% no one has messaged me to confirm or deny anything like that except when Aaron Straighterade messaged me. And then we've got this DM from December 3rd. Please don't tell anyone privately either if they ask it's actually me or not.
This is the last one we just read.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sounds good. Do you think you'll try to get Sorry, I can't fucking read. I'm like
Sounds
retarded.
good. Do you think you'll try to go criminally after that person or not? I assume you can subpoena Kiwi Farms for his account information and maybe even IP address and go from there if you desire. Or do you feel like that would be too much attention drawn to it? And Destiny says, I have absolutely no idea. Waiting for this law firm to confirm a call with me, I think. Let's see.
What's more interesting than the rest of Nick's call is the call later where Sunday told Nick he was posting the call.
Oh, yeah.
That's
the one with Beckett and him as well. Then he says, also, like I said, I won't do anything in terms of filing civil stuff or making criminal complaints without checking with you first.
Okay. So we have that there. Destiny says, I've always said I would do my best not to confirm or publicize anything, and I kept my word. On December 11th, I received a message from a mutual acquaintance named Lauren Hayden, known online as Lauren De Laguna, who has a legal background. Lauren has had a negative sentiment towards me after I rejected her romantic advances earlier in the year. I understand that she has now organized the fundraiser to support Pixie's lawsuit against me and assume that she has been counseling Pixie on how to proceed. So we have this right here. What is this? Oh, yeah.
What you did was evil. I've never hated anyone so much.
So that's Lauren's DMing to Destiny. Interesting. That same day, I received a message from Pixie where she suggested she would create a post about me that would go live after she committed suicide. This concerned me greatly. I genuinely believed that she was still in mental anguish following the leak weeks earlier. I responded in earnest, doing what I could to reassure her and let her know that she had every right to pursue a legal course of action. At no stage did I try to convince her otherwise. This was a highly emotional, volatile time, and my main concern was her well-being. A few hours later, I messaged a mutual friend, Straighterade, who I knew to be particularly close to Pixie. We tried to figure out the best way to forward in terms of making things right, or as right as they could be for Pixie. In that conversation, we spoke about things I could do to alleviate the toll on Pixie's mental health. I took Straighterade's suggestions and presented them to Pixie. I explicitly offered to help her financially, having had it communicated to me that she was also under financial pressure while dealing with this matter. Pixie responded saying that whatever price she would ask for would be too high and would only result in making her feel worse. This is an older screenshot from our conversation. It appears that she deleted that message as it's no longer in our current conversation history. So let me see this right here. Oh my God, what is this? Holy fucking shit. Do we care about any of this?
Let me just skim it, I guess. Okay, so this is the one we read, which is the uncensored. The very first one's the uncensored version where she's talking about killing herself.
Yeah.
Which we've seen. And this just looks like Straighterade. I mean, this just looks like what Destiny said, where Straighterade and Destiny are talking about Pixie. And
she went into Spicy Chat and said that their comments made her want to kill herself a few days ago. Okay, so Pixie went into Chud Logic's Spicy Chat. And I guess they were all calling her like a stupid whore or something, probably.
Yeah, I don't know the context, but then she's like, fuck you, and raging at them. Oh, and then Destiny even says here, this is bad, yeah. Well, fuck, I feel stupid going over there asking her to just hang out for obvious reasons, but I don't really know what else I can do, or if I'm even the person who can offer support. I don't know what else to do. Looks like they're giving ideas. Then she says, money, fucking offer to cover her therapy or some shit. I don't know her employment situation, but I don't think it's good. So this is where Straighterade, what Beckett is saying, Straighterade was actually suggesting
just throw money at her or something.
Just throw money at her.
But it seems like a very I don't know, fucking, give her a bunch of money. I don't know. It's like
yeah, fucking offer to cover her therapy or some shit. I have zero problems that I thought about it feels super ultra scummy or like I'm just trying to buy her off, her feeling bad or something. But obviously 1000% I would do this. She's like, I don't know if I should buy her off. It feels scummy. She's mentioning her case against you. What do you think the appropriate way of even approaching her about that would be? I don't care about the legal side. It's like I violated your trust. Yeah, I mean, what law school is she going to? And then they're giving information about the law school. And then this is the message he actually sent. This feels super lame. I don't want all that to imply that somehow just giving you money helps go away with anything. This is the one message that we saw.
Okay, so you sent it to Straighterade. Do you think this is okay?
And Straighterade says yes.
All right.
So they coordinated it together.
Interesting there. Okay. This is an older screenshot from our conversation. Let me see what this is right here. So Destiny and Pixie. This feels super lame. Okay, that's the one we read there. Pixie says, it's more complicated than that. I feel like there's no justice for what's been done. I feel like people for the rest of my life are going to try to send it to my family or workplace wherever I go. I feel extremely violated with how so many people saw me non-consensually in a vulnerable position. I feel like people are always going to use this as proof that I slept my way into whatever achievement I garner. I feel like it's evidence that everything would be better with me gone. She then says, I feel like whatever I ask you to cover will be too high a price too, and then I'm going to feel even worse over it. Destiny then says, I think the number of people who know or even keep up with it enough to go after you is probably almost zero. I think people hate others involved, me, Lauren, Nick, way more. Nick Fuentes?
Wait, hold on.
Wait.
He's just joking. He's just joking.
Oh, yeah, he's joking. Yeah, Nick, lol. Because
and
everyone...
DMs?
Hold on now.
Wait, why?
Wait, what the fuck is this? Why would he say Nick Fuentes? But then he says lol, so I guess he's joking.
And not Diorio, because I don't think he knew Diorio was involved.
Yeah. Nick is Erudite's husband. Well, okay, so the people in the leaks that got the most attention was Nick Fuentes because everyone kept saying that Desi sucked off Nick Fuentes. But
yeah.
I thought there was like no evidence for that, right?
Well, yeah, but then, I mean, Destiny did make a bit on stream. It was like, oh, my buddy got leaked, Fuentes, or something. He's
made some joke. He's like, yeah, my friend that's really into like cat boys or something. He made a joke playing into the...
But now
I think that's because he hates Nick, right? So he was fine playing into that meme because, the other person involved was Nick Fuentes, who he hates. But that's...
Nick is the name of Erudite's... Okay, people keep saying that's Erudite's husband, but what the hell does Erudite's husband have to do with this? I'm confused. What? Why would that be lol? To me, it seems like the joke is Fuentes lol.
I don't know. I'm focusing way too hard on this.
I know we're hyper-analyzing it, but it's interesting. I'm like,
it is interesting. It's like he references Nick Fuentes in private and, along with the leaks. Okay. Anyway, so, yeah, people hate others involved way more than you, me, Lauren, and Nick. Way more, and it overshadows everything a lot more. As for any achievements or anything like that, the majority of the work and stuff you've done has been completely independent from me anyway, so the only people who would say anything like that are people who would have said shit like that anyway and aren't worth the time. So basically just trying to like talk her out of hating herself or something there. Let me see what this is.
So I guess showing that it's deleted.
Okay. Later in the conversation with Straight Rage, she told me that Pixie seemed to want me to cover her entire tuition for law school. Others told me that Pixie thought it'd be appropriate for me to pay her anywhere from $500,000 to $1 million. At no point did Pixie make a specific or explicit request for financial compensation. All right, how much is this? We got this right here. So let me see. Destiny, I want to send Pixie this thread and tell her that there's tons of people talking homophobically and a few that mention Lauren, but none mentioning her. But I don't want this to come off as me minimizing her complaints or not.
What?
Wait, so people in live stream fails were, I guess they were mostly just talking about how Destiny's like a fucking gay retard.
I guess Destiny calls Asmund a fascist chud.
Yeah.
And so he's like, look, no one really cares about you that much.
They're all giving me shit.
Is that even really a valid defense? Is that even, no one will talk about this on Reddit?
Nobody was talking about, I haven't seen any public discussion about Pixie at all.
Well, I know because it was private, but his take is if it came out, it would blow over and no one would care.
Yeah.
Which is also just so stupid. Really?
It's the only thing he can cling on to as a cope to try to convince her to not go apeshit on him, right? It can just be like, they're all calling me out and Lauren.
Yeah.
It was also throwing Lauren under the bus too, right? He's using Lauren Southern, who he also fucked over, by the way, as the scapegoat against Pixie.
Right.
Which is kind of funny if you think about it.
It's insane.
What does Lauren think about this?
You guys know about the tweet Cherry just made?
We're about to check it out.
Yeah.
She's dumping shit right now?
I did get sent a new tweet that she made about 30 minutes ago, saying that she was banned from the community or something for her tweet.
Oh boy. Okay. Stick around for that. We'll take a look at that right there.
Yeah.
Chase Stock lost his cash count and got banned. So I guess, Destiny's just going full, total death on any orbiter that dared speak about this and condemned him.
It sounds like he's doing that.
Which is just fucking wild to me. It's how much do you actually care about, making it right and doing the right thing?
He doesn't. He doesn't give a fuck.
No.
He's an insane psychopath, degenerate, sexual deviant retard. He's delusional.
Right.
Obviously.
Let's see what's going on here. So Straight Array says, if you could minimize it, that would be good, actually. Then she wouldn't think about it as much, but I don't think you can debate someone out of this. Straight Array, how are you feeling this morning? I feel better. I feel somber, but I'm not suicidal right now. That's good. Well, not good. I'm sorry you're so somber, but it's an improvement. Did you reply to Steven? Pixie says, yeah, we just got into an argument back and forth on why I shouldn't kill myself. I haven't replied to his last message or asked him to cover my tuition. I don't think he would do that if I asked him. Destiny says, well, okay, I need to think on that. Like, an entire tuition for law school is like $200K. And then he makes a face.
Like X's on his eyes. Oh, it's like $200,000. Oh. What are we doing, dude?
This is fucking funny.
Fuck this.
Shredderade, I told her to make the request and y'all can negotiate from there. I don't know what law school she wants to go to. If it's like Harvard, then yeah, the whole thing being covered is probably not happening. If it's state school in Florida, that's another story. First, she needs to actually apply and get in. Then we'll give you time to think about the amount as well. Destiny says, okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Now, I saw some people theorizing in the chat, is this all just a distraction to let the statute of limitations expire on this crime?
How long is that?
I have no idea, but let's say it's like 2 years or a year or something. I don't know what is the statute of limitations for revenge porn, but if it's a couple of years, if you can just keep her quiet.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter if she ever comes out about it because you can't be legally held liable.
Dan, I believe, Cherry, Pixie, and all that stuff by IP bans. It was Destiny himself who did it on his own subreddit. The logs confirm.
As someone says Destiny did not ban Dan. We're getting
if Destiny banned Dan, that would be crazy because Dan didn't even fucking say anything against him, you know?
Yeah, not Dan, it was JStalk. People were saying, well, I guess we'll check it out. We don't have this. This is all breaking, I'm guessing, right now. So we don't have this in the document.
Yeah, I mean, this is day 2 of the drama. You know what I mean?
So I have no idea if that's true or not.
Let's see here. Others told me that, okay, so we got through that. I think sometime on December 13th, Pixie unfriended me on Discord. It became clear that no amount that I agreed to would be satisfactory by nature of the fact that I agreed to it. Third parties communicated that the point of any financial compensation would be to punish me. That language was incredibly frustrating to hear secondhand. I had already shown a willingness to make things right as best as I could. I had spent time talking to mutual friends of ours with the intent to help address concerns with her mental health and suicidal thoughts, the sincerity of which I genuinely believed. I was objectively harmed by the situation and was actively seeking to find a resolution that worked well for everyone. I'm not sure where Pixie got this idea that she needed to financially punish me. So now Destiny's in his statement, he kind of turns around on Pixie where he's like, what the fuck? You wanted to punish me? Like, I was trying to help you out. You know, he starts getting almost
He's
upset.
the victim.
Right. And he's like, I was the victim too in this revenge porn scandal. Like, have you no sympathy for me? Like, I'm trying to be the good guy here.
I don't care at all how Pixie responds to the situation. Destiny deserves the lickings. This is another one of those situations where when you fuck up this astronomically and you do something this like degenerate and depraved and just insane as spreading people's nudes around without their consent, I don't give a fuck if that person is like, I want to punish you. Or has crazy conspiracies about like...
Yeah, you have to eat that. You have to be like, all right, well, yeah, shit. I mean, I fucked up. I completely fucked you
don't get
over.
to be like, oh, my fucking heart hurts from you and saying this thing about me. I don't give a shit. You're a grown-ass man, you know?
Yeah, as people in chat are saying, I disagree with the framing. I mean, is that not what he's saying here, though? Like, this language is incredibly frustrating to hear secondhand. Like, I already showed a willingness to make things right as best I could. Like, why would she want to do this?
I'm not sure where Pixie got this idea that she needs to financially punish me. I actually kind of know where she got that idea because you fucked her over.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe, is that wrong? Is that she shouldn't have financially punished him? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're kind of like...
Well, he's almost implying that he's like turning on her or whatever, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I was totally willing to make things right, and now she's like turning against me or something. It's like, I mean, is she not able to do that? Is that not like a reasonable... I don't know.
Maybe we're like, I mean, is that like simpy? We're like simping for the victim or something, and she can just do whatever she wants. But in this case, I think I don't really care.
I don't
really have I don't have any sort of emotional connection to Destiny in this position where I'm like, damn, he is getting screwed over by her.
I mean, I don't have an emotional connection to either of them, but it makes total sense to me, like, why she would be like, fuck you, you know?
Yeah. No, someone says, oh, like, why is she still complaining? I said, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what it comes off as.
It's like,
it's like, well, dude, like, this is not one of those situations where you have the right to complain about this. This is like serious stuff right here that we're talking about.
Yeah.
In this text message, Pixie reiterates that she doesn't want criminal penalties for me, just big financial ones. Okay, whoa, what is this?
Oh, this is that response we read earlier where she's like...
Yeah. Okay, so we already read this.
And I think the reason she was saying she doesn't want criminal penalties, maybe I'm wrong, is because she was worried about the fact that it would have to go public in order to get that.
Right.
On this most expensive stake of his life, he would like to, in a way that I don't think he would like or agree to without the law involved. I don't have a dollar amount from the top of my head. It should just be enough that he thinks about all the money he lost. Obviously, I don't want to make him destitute, but it should be large enough that he does feel upset about it and is not easily recoverable. Okay, and then what's the next message he includes? not sure about the specifics regarding money and her punishment. I believe in rehabilitation, but part of rehabilitation is penance. Person understands what they did is wrong, takes corrective course of action and actions to help pay penance to the victims and do right by them. I just want to know if Steven agrees with this and is willing to figure out what this means to both of us in a manner that makes sense to both of us. I don't want to cause unnecessary harm or suffering to Steven. I want to know he will never do this again, and I think this would be the most effective method of doing so, or jail. But I don't want Steven to go through criminal court because 1, our justice system is horrible at getting people to change their behavior, and 2, I feel like it'd be overkill on my part. Okay. So she's basically saying, in her opinion at this time, which also, to be fair, she is also all over the place.
Yeah.
Really fair. In her opinion at this time, she thinks that the justice system wouldn't teach him enough of a lesson as actual financial. But honestly, I mean,
like in her mindset, she's like, I want like a considerable portion of your wealth, right? So that you actually feel like, fuck me. I just, you know what I mean? Which again, I think is like from her point of view, I think it's unrealistic to expect that he's just going to give you like, she's like, I don't want him to starve, right? I just want to take, like however much of his wealth so that he really feels it and he has to completely rebuild or whatever. It's like, that's never going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen, obviously.
Yeah, the objective take in this is what you're saying, and also simultaneously, I can be sympathetic to her position because this guy got nudes of her leaked.
Yeah, I mean, emotionally, it makes sense.
Yeah,
but that's
he's
the thing here.
A psychopath.
So she continues, right? This is Destiny. Some of my most personal messages have gone out to the world because of what has happened, including multiple incredibly explicit videos of mine, many of which have been forwarded to family members and colleagues. Information has come out which has irrevocably damaged my personal relationships. This saga has been a nightmare for all parties involved. Her accusation that I likely used a proxy to widely distribute this material while claiming deniability is extremely hurtful. I flat out cannot believe that anyone would think I intentionally leaked this material to the public. I increasingly felt uncomfortable by the language being used regarding financial punishment and wanting to teach me a lesson, along with constant references to the precariousness of someone's mental health. It no longer felt productive to engage in these conversations. As is well documented at the start of this, I was completely willing to make things right with Pixie.
Yeah, this is from her statement, which we could read in its entirety after this, or we could read it right now.
So she has like a conspiracy that Destiny intentionally leaked this?
Yeah, that's what she says in her statement.
Okay, let me just see this right here.
Which is definitely, I don't think, true at all.
This is what he says happens. I think it's just as likely he used her as a proxy to widely distribute this material while claiming deniability, using Rose.
Using Rose.
Okay.
Yeah, which I don't think is true.
I don't buy that theory either.
I don't believe that.
Let's see. I'm crazy feeling uncomfortable. Okay, what is these text messages right here? This is her just saying she wants to punish him. Okay, we read that one earlier.
Yep.
But again, like Destiny, like I don't understand like why he's like acting like surprised or whatever, right? It's like you wanted me to teach me a lesson? Like, come on. Like I was willing to help you out here. Like why are you turning this on me or something, right? That's how I read it as.
Yeah.
At this point, I just tell people close to me that if Pixie wants to pursue legal action against me, she's always free to do so, but I don't feel comfortable talking to her about her until at the very least my current legal actions have run their course. It has been brought to my attention that Pixie has now tried to re-add me as a friend, but I've ignored these requests. So I don't know why she would try to be adding Destiny on Discord. That part doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's also emotional, probably. I don't know. I mean, you probably should be avoiding this person at all costs and just pursuing legal action and talking through your lawyers at this point. I mean, that's just the correct take to do.
Do you think she's going to try to sue him still, or there's a possibility that she actually goes back with plan A, which is to just extort him for money?
Well, if she does, then that's completely courteous. I mean, I think that's lame as hell. I think at this point you commit to this, what you're doing. If you commit to it, then I think props. But if you're like bouncing back and forth and being gay about it,
yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of like, okay.
Well, at this point, it wouldn't even be like taking a hush deal, though, right? Because the silence has been broken. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
So at that point, she'd just be gaming the fuck out of Destiny by saying like, look, I won't sue you or whatever, right? Just pay me a considerable amount of money and I won't sue you or something like that.
It's like settling out of court. I mean, that's actually what settling out of court is.
So this situation is so fucking messy now.
Yeah, I could also say in the chat that she did say at one of the messages that she'd be fine with the money that's supposed to go to her to go to charity. I don't know how she really feels about that, or if that's true. I do remember seeing that message. But she was like, even if it has to go to charity or something, that's
what
fine.
Money?
The money that she's owed. She just wanted him to take a financial hit.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't directly to her.
Okay.
I think that's true. I remember seeing that, I'm pretty sure.
Interesting.
I don't know if Pixie was just saying that to ham up her side and make her look more
I mean,
cool.
I'd be like, I don't know. How about you give it to me instead?
Yeah, how about I have that?
How about I have that?
But,
there's no way. But, bruh, you'll get to that. So Destiny says, I've never told anyone what they can or cannot speak about, and I've always left that option open to them. Despite what some people have said, I've never threatened Pixie with litigation or NDA'd anyone. My goal is to respect the wishes of the people who have been affected by the leak. So when he says, I've never told anyone what they can or cannot speak about, I guess if you do speak about it, he'll ban you from his community.
Yeah, if you're J-Stock and you speak about it and criticize him, you're done.
Yeah, I mean, J-Stock spoke about it. So did some other people, right? And he bans them.
Yeah, well, I guess it's like, I'm not taking away your free speech. I just don't want you in my community. That's always the take.
Okay. Interesting.
That's the take.
Pixie has now stated her intention to sue me and is fundraising for that. I do not believe I violated any laws, and since Pixie has made clear what she wants to do, I will have to let the evidence and legal filings speak for themselves. It is unfortunate that it has come to this, but it means that all communications with her or Lauren, who may or may not be representing her, will have to be through legal counsel. Now, there was one DM here that addressed like the last thing that he said. I know it was in the comments or whatever. Excuse me, I'll see if I can find this. But there was like one log that he showed that kind of was him admitting to it, right?
What, where he admitting to sending it to other people?
Yeah, I had one of these logs like screenshot. Actually, I think I have it on my phone if I can't find it. It was in the comments on one of this, right? On one of these
I mean, it may have been deleted. This is on the R Destiny subreddit, right?
They probably deleted it, bro. Hold on, I have it a screenshot on my phone.
Okay, whip it up on your phone.
Hold on, this is gonna be a side point, but it's actually important.
So what are you saying? It's a DM where
Destiny admits to it, basically.
Okay, because we just finished a statement. Okay, so while you're pulling this up, he didn't say anything about sending it to a third party. He basically reframed himself as kind of a victim in the situation and basically just said, "She can sue me. I've done nothing wrong."
Let me see. Is this?
Because a lot of the sentiment, a lot of the take back is like, "Hey," or a lot of the responses like, "So did you send this unconsensually?" Because you didn't address that.
Well, that's what everyone's question is, and that's why people are all against him, right? Oh my god, This is the shittiest screenshot of all time. What do you think the appropriate way would be of even approaching her about that? Shredderate, which is probably extremely difficult to prove her case. She's not a high-profile micro-celebrity, and you didn't leak it maliciously. You didn't even leak it at all. You distributed it non-consensually.
Yeah,
Destiny,
I know.
Yeah, I know. So what are we even doing here? What's his response to this, right? That's what everybody wants to know, but unfortunately he can't say that because he's about to be sued. But I saw somebody put this screenshot in the comment section of the Reddit post.
We just couldn't find it.
I guess it was deleted. I just scrolled through like almost every comment and I can't find it. Maybe it's still there because there is like 2,000 comments or maybe.
Right.
But yeah, he says, yeah, I know. I looked into it for obvious reasons just to be sure, but I don't really care much about the legal side of it, whatever. Obviously, I have severely, at least for the very least, psychologically damaged
also
her.
Admitting to emotional damages.
Oh my god, dude, this is so bad. Wait, what the fuck?
I've obviously completely caused emotional damages to her, which she'll be requesting in the lawsuit, by the way.
Damaged her, covering therapy or whatever is a minimum. Oh, dude. This message just completely fucks him in the ass.
Yeah.
And I have no problem helping out or sending her money for anything as a form of reparation. I just didn't want it to come off as like, hey, bitch, well, I know I violated your trust in the worst way ever. Here's some money. Have fun.
Wow.
Which is what it is.
That is what it is.
I don't know how you can really get around that.
He admits, like, yeah, I know I did it unconsensually, and I've definitely caused her emotional damages.
Dude.
It's definitely fucked.
That is bad.
Wow.
So, yeah. So when Destiny says in his like statement there at the end, like, hold on, let me scroll all the way back up. Pixie's now stated her intention is to sue me and is fundraising for that. I do not believe I have violated any laws, and since Pixie has made it clear what she wants to do, I will have to let the evidence and legal filings speak for themselves. It's like, bro,
you distribute it non-consensually. I mean, the only argument he can make is like, I guess some people have said, and I've heard this argument, I don't know the details of it, I'm not going to pretend like I know the law, is that this was still an unconsensual sharing, but based on the context of how it happened and that it just happened in one person's DMs, it wouldn't classify under revenge porn in certain instances. I don't think that that's true, but that's the sweep I've heard.
Okay.
So maybe he's saying, I haven't violated the law in a very literal sense of, sure, I fucked up, but there's no law you can get me on.
Yeah.
That might be what he's saying.
Interesting.
Again, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to act like I know if that's true or not, but that's like some arguments I've heard, so maybe that's what he's trying to reference.
Well, let's take a look at, so of course the Destiny saga continues with Cherry is now jumping in, who's a longtime Destiny orbiter, and apparently is now banned. Let me see. Oh, actually, before I show this, let me show you guys. This is Destiny talking in his chat. in his DGG chat. I'll play that in just a second.
Who's having a worse January, Destiny or Bo Blacks?
Probably. Actually, that's hard to tell. Destiny?
Bo Blacks has had a worse like October, November, December, and now Destiny's having a worse January. So
okay, so this is Destiny in his DGG chat. I don't know what the time of these messages are, but here he is saying, I don't think anyone went against her wishes. If I had to guess, based on the timing of the videos plus her statement, it was probably all coordinated. I'm 99% sure there's basically zero recourse available to her, which is why I wanted to work it out independently, but I've always told her she's free to do what she wants. By the way, I have 100% evidence, okay, that Pixie was not working in coordination with President Sunday. In fact, she's pissed at Sunday, and I mean, I don't want to say anything more because I do think it's private, but she's very much hates President Sunday.
Yeah, they did not.
So there was no coordination. I originally thought there was, but there's not.
No, I did too. I saw a lot of rumors that was what it was because like the statement came out very shortly after the video, so it seemed as if it was like worked together. But
no,
apparently
she's
it's not.
Furious at President Sunday, so it does not make any sense that this is coordinated. Although, to be fair, when Sunday's video dropped and then her statement right after, I assumed it was. But no, I think she just decided, well, you know what, fuck it.
Well, she already had that written, apparently. She already had that written up in
her Substack article.
Yeah, and whose DMs? I always forget the other person's name involved in this. Not Erudite, not Kyla. Straighterade. In Straighterade DM, she already had the statement written up. So I guess after she saw this was released, she just published it.
Yeah.
So
let's see here. So we got Cherry coming out with some accusations against Destiny, it looks like. Let me pull that up.
So yeah, essentially there's the accusations, and then she made a new post just about an hour ago at this point now where she said she was banned.
Okay, I'm looking for it. I can't find it. My notes are kind of all over the place.
I DM'd you the accusation on Discord, and then I
DM it to the RC show.
Yeah, and then the other one I'll send you as well. So this is the accusation.
All right, we'll pull that up right now.
I send you a friend request. This is the accusation, and then she says like some long paragraph where she's like talking about the ban.
All right, we'll pull that up right now. We need some, like, when we're pulling stuff up, we need like some music, you know?
some like what is it, like dramatic music, like drum roll or something. Like here it comes.
Oh shit, guys. So Cherry tweets out, I was made aware of an intimate audio recording taken of me without my consent. This was also shared without my consent. Wait, so the recording taken?
So she's basically saying,
hold on now.
She's basically saying that there's a completely separate instance of an audio recording of her and Destiny having sex. This is all an allegation, at least from what I'm reading. This is my interpretation of this allegation, that there is an intimate audio recording taken of her without her consent.
Okay, this is crazy because at least with Pixie, the recording itself was consensual. The sharing of it wasn't. But now Cherry is saying an audio recording was taken without her consent and also shared.
Yes, that's what she's alleging.
That is, whoa.
Of course alleging. We don't know if that's true, but that's what she's alleging.
She says, yeah, okay, so today I was made aware of an intimate audio recording taken of me without my consent that was also shared without my consent. I'm upset right now, and I'm going to give myself time to process. This is serious. The person who received the recording from Destiny was not aware I did not consent to the recording. They recognized me by my voice and messaged me today out of concern. I don't feel comfortable sharing more right now.
So, yeah, then her most recent tweet is the one she just made about 45 minutes ago.
Destiny has blocked me and banned me and people supporting me from his community. I have not done anything besides ask him for an explanation, as I was assured this was something he didn't do to me. When I wasn't given one privately, I spoke publicly. I'm not involved in any lawsuit or coordinating with anyone seeking justice due to the leaks in November. Though they have my entire sympathy and support in their efforts. It is only yesterday I became aware that Destiny had recorded me while we had sex without my consent and with no regard for me, also shared that recording to others. 2 women now have let me know that they have received sexual recordings taken of me in September 2023 without my consent. I thank them so much for their concern for me. No amount of public humiliation will ever make me regret being made aware of what was done to me. I will be filing a police report and pressing charges.
So,
whoa, buddy. Okay. That's bad. I mean,
it's pretty horrifying. That's a pretty damning allegation. I mean,
again, not only do we have another victim, but this is actually a situation that's even more of a violation of boundaries than even Pixie.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, it's if she's to be believed. I mean, you never know. People bullshit, people lie. We've dealt with this a trillion times. But as her allegation stands right now, she has multiple people also corroborating her story. At least 2 women, she said,
Holy
have confirmed
shit.
that they saw this.
Wow.
And she even has the exact date they had sex. She said September 2023. So she recalls the time that this happened.
Yeah. So, dude, it's actually over for this guy.
Yeah.
What the actual fuck? Okay. So is this going to cause like a chain effect now? Now, like, it's going to be like Destiny's Me Too, but it's all directed at him?
Well, I mean, again, goes back to Nick's theory. Again, of course, I'll keep prefacing, but it's all allegations right now. But it goes back to Nick's theory that, you know, this is not the first time he did this, obviously, right? The first time he decided to randomly violate 1 million people's consent and boundaries is not to a random OnlyFans girl you just met on Discord.
This was not an isolated incident.
This is not an isolated incident. This is not the first time he's probably done this. Of course, allegedly, theory crafting here. But genuinely, that's my thought. Like, I don't know. It just is such an extreme amount of steps to take for this to be an amateur move.
Right.
At least in my head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Dude, this is bad. This is actually really fucking bad.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do we have here? So we have that. I think we pretty much covered everything other than... Oh, let me pull up some light stuff here. Molina has officially supported the lawsuit against Destiny. Destiny's ex-wife, Molina. Let me see if I can bring that up. Look at this shit right here, guys. So... Destiny's ex-wife has come in support of Pixie and her start of a lawsuit against Destiny for revenge porn. Shout out to Queenman for the great coverage today. So Molina shares this in her Discord. Hey guys, you should all go and support Pixie in this. All of this is really horrible, and I don't want to make a public statement just yet. A statement is coming, ladies and gentlemen.
A statement.
A Destiny statement is coming.
Destiny ex-wife.
But I think you should all praise how brave she is doing this. Love you all, everybody. She adds everybody.
Holy shit.
Holy
Did
shit.
Destiny Blue know he was recorded?
I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, did Nick Fuentes, Turkey Tom know?
I don't know if he knew. And again, in one of the messages, he also admits to bringing a dude over from Grindr that he just met, sucking his dick, recording the audio of him sucking his dick.
Right.
Which we don't know if he consented to. And then did he ask the guy on Grindr, hey, can I send this to random people on Discord that I want to fuck?
That I'm talking to right now?
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know,
dude.
If that's okay. Maybe they did, but again, it's all... Everything he does is so degenerate. He's always at minimum pushing boundaries as hard as possible. And we know for sure he admitted he did the shit with Pixie non-consensually.
Dude, this is fucked. This is crazy. So we've got Molina's statement coming soon.
No, Nick, I just sent it to you on the Discord. Nick just posted that the Our Destiny subreddit has made a statement.
Whoa, what is
about
this?
The everything. This is the Destiny subreddit.
Let's see here. All right, I want to make a short post that goes over a few things we're going to sub it and my positions. I didn't take any time to really format this or clean it up, but hopefully it gets my point across. The sub will be for the foreseeable future, be strictly politics and online memes, what it normally is, about 85% of the time. I understand that people want to talk about Destiny, the leaks, the pending litigation, and all your feelings about it.
Destiny is only a victim of his own actions.
But there's been so many posts just asking, what do we do now? As far as the subreddit is concerned, what we are going to do is have the subreddit be focused on politics in a critical time for the U.S. as the Trump administration is underway.
So the Our Destiny subreddit, it is officially banned to talk about Destiny.
Yes.
You cannot talk about the man himself.
You must only talk about how much Trump sucks.
Yes.
That's it. Wow. And this is exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of Tiny's orbiters got laid through a women they met through Destiny. Tom? Wow. Tiny's like a dating service.
Amazing.
How to be Chad.
I like the way the AI just said wow there.
Wow.
That's good.
Dude, so this is exactly what I thought would happen, right? So Destiny's like his community, and this is going to be the DGG cope, is that we need to stay focused on what really matters, which is politics and spreading the political message further, despite Destiny's own personal shortcomings.
Yeah, just a little shortcoming, as
right.
Said.
So that's what they're going to move as.
That's what they say. Yeah, they say it here directly. What does this mean for Destiny's related posts / memes? They'll be deleted. Any post related to Destiny, deleted.
Whoa.
The reason they'll be deleted is because the thread of Destiny's statements includes not only his statement, but also a link to Pixie's Substack with all the information she's provided. It will continue to be a place where anyone and everyone can share their opinions within reason if it doesn't violate the TOS. As far as our own personal subreddit rules, it has been largely untouched moderation-wise. This thread is also Destiny's. If you have things to say to him, it's the place. I've personally told him that he should not moderate it. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, any post relating to Destiny, is gone.
Is Nicholas de Oreo still pudgy? Get it together.
Nice.
Thanks for that donut, bro.
Shadow humor.
Yeah, and the rest just looks like blabber about being a mod or whatever.
Well, I do want to read this. So it's like my hold on, let me see here.
We're at
some
now
mod
I've had
mail, I don't
people-
care about that. But my thoughts on the situation are a bit blurry. Like, read this. Please keep in mind that I've been the head moderator, acting/officially for about 2 months. In those 2 months, I went from trying to just make sure the sub stays online to dealing with the biggest incident the community has ever seen. I was here for the Mr. Girl arc and watched as countless posts were removed over and over and over again, and I became a moderator somewhere in there and was tasked with just removing strictly reposts and told to allow other moderators to deal with the main issues at the time.
Okay, Tom was sweeping, but people like Dan won't stop.
I watched all the comments about Destiny and all the things he does and watched how it was handled. I didn't necessarily agree with everything that was done, but I understood at the time it was believed to be the best course of action. Fast forward to the last couple months with the leaks. When the leaks happened, I had been kind of acting co-head moderator with Holly. We were, okay, I don't know if I care about any of this. This is like, I just want to see like the opinion.
He's like, I stopped allowing images and stuff. But I mean, basically this is like paragraphs and paragraphs of like, here's how I swept for Destiny for
How
months.
long until the leaks of Destiny with Mr. Miss Manchi drop?
Ew.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I'm looking at the post here. Fast forward to the last couple of months of leaks. Policy removing things related to leaks still remains. Now for my thoughts concerning the developing situation. I know about as much as you guys do regarding the situation. It's not great. It's terrible. And I think that whatever means to remedy the situation should be found. I continue to stay here because I enjoy this community. I want the subreddit to continue to thrive and not be turned into some snark sub overnight.
Oh my gosh.
There are plenty of places you can go talk about the situation, including, again, the mega thread with Destiny's statement. I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to everyone who uses the sub as a place to discuss politics, post clips, and have fun together by letting it be overrun by people doing a victory lap or feeling it's necessary.
Didn't Destiny used to brag about how good his community was for calling out his crap? His sub literally contradicts that, doesn't it?
That is
What a
brutal.
load of dung.
That is actually brutal. He did used to say that. He'd be like, I have the most like self-policing community in the world. They keep me up to date or whatever. They keep me in check.
But this is completely contrary. It's literally...
Damn.
You're not even allowed to talk about Destiny at all right now. Like, any conversation about Destiny is deleted.
So is he just supposed to be like a faceless political creator now? You know what I mean? It's like, we're ignoring all of his stuff personally or whatever, right? He's just here just to discuss the news and break down the news.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's what they're trying to say.
This is fucking crazy. I don't know what the future will be here, and we will see. Destiny said he's taking a break until at least February 1st. As I've told him, I'm going to leave him be until then. I truly plan on trying to allow this community to continue in whatever way it can be, because a lot of people here feel like they have nowhere else to go, myself included.
What the hell? So they're all just like, fuck, we can't go anywhere else.
Just a bunch of how about outside? Holy shit. I will leave this thread unlocked, but I swear if it gets wild, I will just lock it. Edit locked. You just can't help yourselves but comment on these things when I asked you specifically not to.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I don't think you can see that bottom bar there.
Yeah, we see it right there a little bit, but
oh my god. Just like the spurging at the end there.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Connor, read it again. It says you can talk about Tiny, just keep it under his
Oh
thread.
yeah, I mean it says this thread is also Destiny's. Oh yeah, right here in the second paragraph. So this thread is also Destiny's. If you have things to say to him, it's the place. I've personally told. Well, no, I think they're referencing this thread is in the thread with Destiny's statement, not the very thread we're talking about. To be completely fair, I think they're saying that. But because that's what they say here. They say the thread of Destiny's statement includes it. This thread is where you say things to him. But still, I mean, come on, they're totally coping.
Dude, this
totally
is
coping, totally
fucking
sweeping.
wild.
That's just insane.
Oh man.
How many stink lines come off that Reddit, Janny?
Too many to count. We've lost track.
What's Nick saying in the chat? No, this is an issue with the mods. They keep banning people and locking threads because they keep calling him out. If you check out any of the 3 relevant threads, they were all bashing him relentlessly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. DG's community is definitely just shitting all over him right now.
Yeah.
Could be, this is alleged, but could be significant. I don't know what this is.
Whoa, what is this? So this is from October 2022. I don't think I have much BJ stuff recorded, lol. Rose says it's fine, hee hee. Desi says, ooh. There was a girl once, she was young, so she was just kind of new and wasn't that good, but she would just hold on to me and tongue the head a lot, which actually ended up feeling good, but okay, this is just...
It's disgusting.
But no cum shot. Do you want that vid? I'd love it. Is this...
And then he just sends the video.
Is this the same person? Like, what is this?
Is this Pixie? Is that what this is?
Oh man, what is going on, dude? Allegedly Pixie. So that's the context of him sending the fucking video
to Pixie.
If that is the case, then that is wild. If that's what this
Only
is.
for the gold.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Wow.
So
that just gave me fucking downs.
That's just completely deranged.
There was a girl once, she was young, so she just kind of knew it wasn't that good.
She didn't suck my dick that good, but I have a video of her doing it. You want to see it?
Yeah, you want to see it? It's like to this 19-year-old.
I love it, OMG. Sends video unconsensually.
Awesome. That is fucked, dude.
Wow.
She wasn't very good, goes insane. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. And young, she's so young and inexperienced, but I still liked it. You want to see it?
I have no idea.
This is just, come on, man.
Dude,
what the fuck?
This plays into I don't even know if I want to say that rumor. I've heard a rumor around that Destiny keeps rankings of all the girls he slept with, right?
Oh,
and so I feel like this is something he also does, where he'll keep the rankings of the girls he slept with and the porn of them.
Right.
So that way he can reference and be like, well, here's the porn, here's how good they were, and let me send it to people without their consent.
He does the same thing that other girl, what was that other girl
Extra
on Twitch?
Emily.
Extra Emily, where she has like a ranking
rumor
of like all of the cocks that she sucked or something. And she ranks like all the Twitch streamers, and everybody was like, hey, that's actually really creepy and invasive. What the fuck, bitch? Because she was showing it to other people. Yeah, I've heard, Destiny does the same thing with women, where he ranks them on all kinds of different sort of
he preferred
different avenues.
variables there.
Yeah. Someone says, I actually remember him talking about this one time. I mean, I
really?
guess I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, that's interesting.
But I did hear that as a rumor.
Yeah, he does keep like a file, and he shows people it.
Yeah, and then I wouldn't be surprised if part of that was all the porn he's ever recorded of them, and he's definitely sending it to at least one person. I would not be surprised if it was more.
Well, he loves sharing. We know in any possible way you can share. We've known that for years. You know?
He will send unconsensually anything you've done.
He'll share his fucking wife. I mean, what makes you think he's not going to share images? You know?
Yeah.
Oh man, that is bad. Is Tom on the ranking?
I don't know. Maybe. I have no idea.
This is just AIDS.
Is he on the list?
This is just fucking AIDS. Why do people keep coming to me asking like, did Tom fuck Destiny? Why would I know? Like he would call me about that, right? And just be like, dude, Destiny just sucked the shit out of my penis, dude.
Yeah, and you're like, don't tell anyone though.
Why would I know that? I don't fucking know that. And I don't think that's true either. I hope not.
I don't think it is.
I don't think that's true.
That
Tom,
would be horrible.
Yeah.
That would be horrible.
That's just fucking AIDS. All right, another cabal sweep. Yeah. All right, good one, guys. Good one. Fucking retards.